crime. From cold cases to serial killers, missing persons, and more.
100% he did this.
I'd go off into fantasy world.
How much more lucky can you get that you're not on death row?
You want to know what we know?
My name is Jay. This is Guilty of Crime.
What is up, everybody? Wow. This is Jay with Guilty of Crime. How's everybody doing today? Well, we're back. Last night, everybody was heated, and I saw everybody all over all the channels. So everybody just hopped off Grizzly True Crime, and she just did a read through. She did it really quickly. That was great. Some people were concerned that she wouldn't be done in time, and she was. So thank you to the queen of true crime, Grizzly Gizela. Now, she had 3,000 people in chat. It's insane. So I want to say hi to everyone. I also want to ask you to hit that like button as well. If you don't ask, you don't receive. So I'm going to ask and you shall receive. As we do this today, and I'm reading it, any and all donations are appreciated. Super stickers, super chats, any of the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal would be great. This is a fan-funded channel, and I'm a little behind this month, probably because when the AC went out, I didn't get to stream. So if I don't ask, you don't know. If I don't tell you, it's a fan-funded channel, and I exist because you all are here. So getting me in the algorithm is fantastic, but I need more subscribers to get, to help me. So today I took the day off, had an appointment, and then I came here. So no work for me today. This is my job. Lisa Bayless, what's up? I'll say hi to a few people, and I saw Darlene in here, Vanessa Ramos, all of you. I hope that you can become a Crime Crew official member today. Petra, why didn't Stephan Sir's mom do something about it? She's making it sound like she knew it was happening. Well, we're going to get into all that as we go. So I'm going to start off with getting everybody going. And I'm going to say thank you, Darlene, for the $1.99. Keep kicking butt. Thank you for what you do, girl. Every dollar counts. Adam, thank you so much. Take all my money. And I give you as much time as I possibly can because I'm passionate about what I do. And whether I get the likes and the subscribers that Grizzly has 300,000, I'm here for you no matter what. So what we're going to start off today is talking about Jenn being implicated in Stephan Stern's jail emails. We're going to read through those. We're going to talk about the second car that was tracked where the body is found. And we're going to break down for you all the questions that I've been seeing everybody have everywhere. Melly, we love you. Thank you for the $1.99 super sticker. Every penny counts. Christy O, thank you. I hope you enjoy the show today. I hope I can answer your questions. A lot of people have questions, and I'm here to answer them. A lot of people are reading these emails, and they're not really talking about Jenn Soto, and I have a lot to interject today about Jenn Soto. Ella Blue, thank you for becoming a member and being one for 3 months. Jay and Mods, thank you so much for being passionate. Avis, you're amazing. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. Let's get this started. I want to answer all the questions. I see you guys everywhere. And remember, I do true crime all the time. So I see everybody and I see their questions and I want to answer them. And in a little bit, I'm going to bring Brie on because she's going to tell you the breakdown. And I'm going to show you the breakdown of the 3 cars that they have. So let's get started with a couple of, we're going to start with a couple of news clips about this, and the news picks up on it. That means the police are looking into it. When the news picks up and the police are looking into it, guess what happens? They're coming for Jenn Soto. Okay, so first we're going to address the emails, then the car. Then I'm going to read you that famous email that I think is going to stick the whole way through. And then I'm going to get into the dirty details. And as we read the dirty details, I have a lot of interjection that other channels didn't have. So even though people were on there, thank you so much, Florida Girl Talk. Love your live stream. Keep up the great work. I will keep it up and I will exist because you guys help me to exist. That's the only way I can exist is with you. Okay, so I definitely appreciate that. I missed the Clar 199. You'll get there. Thank you so much. Diane Miglior, thank you. Every penny counts. Thank you for the $2 super sticker. Fantastic, you guys. You guys, like I said, you ask and you shall receive. And sometimes you just gotta ask. So I've been following everybody's channels and seeing what they're saying, and it's not quite
the man accused of sexual battery on a child, and
it's not quite guilty of crime. And the reason why is because we have the backstory and we know what's going on. And as we talk, we're going to talk about Jenn Soto being part of this, and many things they say lead to Jenn Soto. Ella Blue says extra support never hurts. Match if you can. Ella Blue's calling you all out. She's saying match her if you can, and we appreciate that so much. We call that the super chat or super sticker train. You're the best, Jay. You could do the best videos ever, and I will. Stella, thank you for the super sticker again, all of you, and I will thank you as we go. Arrest Jenn Soto. All right, listen. I always tell you it comes in waves. It always comes in waves. One thing hits, then the next thing, then the next thing. Here's second part of the big wave that's coming, and these are part of the documentation that we didn't have before. So news picks up on this, please pick up on it. They're now looking into it. Let's go. Arrest Jenn Soto
for the murder of 13-year-old Madeline Soto.
Those documents include several back and forth conversations between Stearns and presumably his family. Well, she's Luana Munoz is live in studio tonight. And Luana, you've been pouring through these conversations. What exactly do they entail?
Summer, Stephan Stearns goes back and forth again with his mother and who we believe might be his father, Chris Stearns. Stephan Stearns seems to believe that there's still some hope for his case, while his mother makes reference to others possibly being involved. One day after...
And what I have to say about this, folks, listen up. You guys have been here with me since day one of this case. Chris Stearns could only have known about this from being at the hotel with Stephan Stearns and Jenn Soto. Now, we asked you the question before, the question that I posed to you and Millie and the ladies in Florida. Why would you be with a man that abused your child, a man instead of your family, grieving with them in the loss of your child? Why would she have gone to the hotel with Stephan Stearns and Stephan Stearns' dad? This is where the information's coming from, is Stephan Stearns' dad. So please pay attention to this and understand. Adam, thank you so much. Why the hell not? Thank you. Why the hell not? I'm gonna have a good birthday this year. Thank you all. All right. So this information is coming from Chris Stearns. There's no other way it could have gotten to Stephan Stearns' mom without Chris Stearns. Chris Stearns was at the hotel with Jennifer Soto, Stephan Stearns, the day that they were raiding the condo looking for a crime scene. All right. Let's finish this up. I just need you to understand how this information got from one person to another.
Stephan Stearns' trial was delayed. The state attorney's office released this 64-page document of email correspondence between Stearns and who appears to be his parents. The conversation starts off with Stearns complaining about life in isolation, saying, quote, "It's not exactly the Ritz. It's a small cell and the pot is quite noisy. The mat is flat and has very little cushion left. The cell is small, filthy, and has some spots on the wall that appear to be bloody fingerprints." He later complains of his coffee supply running low and continues to ask for a book. It's an odd conversation for the 38-year-old accused of 60 counts of sexual battery of a child and for the murder of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. Detectives say Stearns is seen on surveillance video driving around with Soto's dead body in his car before allegedly dumping her in a rural field in February. In an email dated June 25th, Stearns tells his family, quote, "There's still perhaps a slim hope for my situation." He goes on to say, "I maintain hope that I might be able to come home once this whole nasty business has reached its end, and ask that you both remain hopeful as well and continue to pray for me to be delivered home again." A redacted email is then sent back to Stearns, signed Mom, that alludes to some accusations. She says, "We all know Redacted was heavily involved in this, and I'm disgusted that she's free and you're not, when this is not all your fault. You need to think about yourself more and her less. She sure isn't thinking about you and how she can help you right now. That whole family is willing to stay quiet and let you take the fall for everything. She goes on to say, quote, I think of the craziness Redacted lived through with Redacted's various partners, not a stable life for a child at all. I do pray for Redacted and you daily.
Well, Stearns' trial was expected to start next week, but just yesterday, his attorney asked that be pushed back. His new trial date is now scheduled for October 14th.
All right, so that's all important information, everybody. Everything is relevant to this case, and I've been telling you, in my opinion, the entire time that Jenn Soto sent Stephan Stearns to the area in which there are no people. There's rarely anybody ever. Oh my God, thank you so much, Red Wolf. NOK, $59. Looking forward to this. Thanks, Jay, and much love to you and the whole crew. Snarky Friday is on. Arrest the potato. Hashtag arrest the potato. Let's get that potato arrested. I've been saying it from the beginning. Nobody knows that area like Jenn Soto. Jenn Soto knows the area because she lived there. We did the drive with you. Millie and them drove there and showed us where the drive is and how you would know to get there. And you would know that there are no people there. So you would easily be able to dump or dispose of something without people seeing you, unless you get a flat tire. Thank you, Stacy Pruitt, Jay, and crew. Missed you guys. Glad to be back and catch a live. Too much work. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are just, thank you. I'm grateful and appreciative, and it's so helpful. Nina Drew, 199 super sticker. Thank you so much. You guys are great. So here's what I'm saying. It's what I've been saying. The news picked up on this. If the news picked up on this, that means the police are now looking into these emails. I'm sure they were before. Everything has a delayed reaction. So it doesn't get to there. It doesn't get there on time the way it should. It goes to them. It goes to this weird channel. I'm going to show one more clip about detectives tracking the second car so you can see a visual. And then I'm going to pull up a document from before that tells us about three cars. One is Jenn's. And we're going to explain to you. Everybody says, well, what if Stephan Stearns drove back and he got the car and it was him in the car? I don't think so. The probability is very unlikely that it was Stephan Stearns, and the probability is higher that it was Jennifer Soto when she was out doing her blood work that day and making her alibi stick. She needed an alibi. Stephan Stearns knows it. Stephan Stearns was dumping Maddie. He had the pleasure of 5 years of using Maddie for his pleasure. Jenn and him did this, in my opinion, together, and it's going to come out. Patty S. J., you are one of the best channels. Keep up the awesome job you do. Thank you so much. I have Brie in the background. After we watch this, I'm going to bring, according to Brie, she read through all the documents, and we're just going to break it down for you real quick why it's more probable that it was Jennifer Soto in that second car. And what about that second car? What about it? Let's talk about it. Darlene Wolf, thank you again for the super sticker. Annie, oh, thank you. I was about to give 5 memberships. I'll give 5 more memberships later on today. Annie Marie, thank you for gifting the memberships. I want everybody to be lit up green in chat. Okay. All right. We're going to go on to the next one. And when I saw this after I got off the stream last night, I am celebrating over here because every step is one step closer to getting justice for Maddie. And Stephan Stearns knows that he won't get the death penalty if he's the one that dumped the body and Jenn's the one that actually did the murder herself. So if she did that and then sent him over there to dump, and we're going to see that she went back and forth. There was 2 cars going back and forth. I do not believe that was Stephan Stearns. Stephan Stearns is way too lazy to do that. I don't think Jenn Soto would have said, oh yeah, take my car so it could be involved. She absolutely tried to distance herself as much as possible. I believe it was Jennifer Soto, and we're going to tell you why. CC $5 JS was very involved. Why is she still free? Well, it's just coming together. The police think that Stephan Stearns is the major threat here, and it's coming together. There's no other way for them to catch her unless they have text messages, emails, which they have to retrieve, or Stephan Stern's talking to his attorneys and telling them. You heard it yourselves. Annie Marie, new member, thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the member. Leosa, thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. I'm glad I said something because this channel is fan funded and it's how I exist. So I'm not going to sit there and pressure you every night and, be egregious and just, I'm not going to talk if you don't give me money. But it helps for me to live comfortably when I don't work and even when I do work. So thank you. Dariana says, hey, Jay, thanks for all you do, all the info you provide to us, and there's so much more coming. We just started. What's up, super sticker 139? Thank you so much. Like I said, every penny, everything counts. Penny Green, you're so amazing. I'm gonna have the best 45th birthday ever. I wish I could spend it with you guys. I think I might stream on my birthday, July 25th, just so I can be with you. Thank you for the $20 super sticker. All right, we're going to pull up the detectives tracking the second car while investigating. 2 cars, 2 people. Let's go. In my opinion, this is what's going down, and I'm going to tell you why, because I see a lot of people on other channels questioning the situation, and I haven't questioned it the whole time. We haven't had any doubt about what's going on.
Soto, to get you up to speed here, Madeline was reported missing on February 26th after not showing up at school. Her mom's boyfriend, Stephan Stearns, was arrested days.
Hold on, I'm going to start over.
Soto, to get you up to speed here, Madeline was reported missing on February 26th after not showing up at school. Her mom's boyfriend, Stephan Stearns, was arrested days later on sexual battery charges. Her body was found March 1st in Osceola County. Authorities now believe Stearns killed Soto at her Kissimmee apartment, then dumped that body miles away in St. Cloud. Now we're learning a second car traveled to the location where the teen's body.
All right, I'm going to pause on that because this is the first time that we've actually heard anybody say this out loud. Michelle can't wait for the demon, the evil potato, to get convicted and sent into Jenn Pop in prison. Arrest Jenn Soto, justice for Maddie. This is the first time we've actually heard them say that they think that the crime scene was at the condo. And then there are 2 cars being tracked. So the condo is what they were digging through when Stephan Stearns and Jenn Soto shacked up in that second hotel that we see in the paperwork with daddy of Stephan Stearns to save him. I guarantee you Stephan Stearns told his dad what happened. His parents know that he's been a chomo. They know that he's attracted to children and he likes filming things. They've gotten him out of trouble before. Daddy came to the hotel and daddy got told the story. Now, the only one that can talk is Stephan Stearns. Possibly the parents are going to probably be witnesses, though, and there's a good possibility they'll be given immunity. They do now that they know about the crime. Thank you, Scary Sherry. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat, super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything. Counts. Now, the parents know about it. It's out in the public. They're talking about it. They're talking about what happened. So the one that heard about it, that couldn't have been in the jail calls because they would have heard the jail calls and they would have heard them talking about it. They did it over the tablet. Stephan's dad was there. He heard Jenn Soto being involved. He was there while they were searching, and it got to mom, which Stephan Stearns is a baby boy. Yes, just like what Brian Laundrie, Chris Watts, now Stephan Stearns. The parents know he's a chomo. They've accepted that he likes to film people and do nefarious things, and they support him. Yes, it's disgusting, Jamie. Karma's coming back. Jen is a baked potato. Melly, it says, hi to everybody. Hi, Lady Justice. Chat's flying, so it's hard for me to see everybody, but I thank you for every single person that's in here. Don't forget to hit that like button. Let's keep going. This is the first time we've actually heard this out loud.
Body was later found. News 6 investigator Mike DeForest explains.
Shortly after Madeline Soto was reported missing, detectives pieced together the movements of Stephan Stearns' car using license plate readers, traffic cameras, and other surveillance cameras. Now, I've been going through some of the evidence released by prosecutors and discovered detectives also traced the movements of a second car. Stephan Stearns has pleaded not guilty to sexually molesting and murdering Madeline Soto. If convicted, he faces the death penalty. Stearns originally told investigators that he dropped the 13-year-old off at school, but she never came home. Authorities now say that was a lie. On February 26th, the day that Soto was reported missing, detectives say they were able to trace the movements of a silver Lincoln that was driven by Stearns. Around 12:49 in the afternoon, the Lincoln was caught on camera leaving the Venetian Bay Village apartments in Kissimmee, where Soto lived with her mom. The car was then photographed multiple times as it traveled east towards St. Cloud and Old Hickory Tree Drive. That's just blocks from where detectives would later find Soto's body. After remaining in that area for about an hour, detectives say the silver Lincoln returned to the apartment the same way, arriving back around 2:43 p.m. That was on February 26th. The very next morning, around 3:18 a.m., detectives say a different car, a white Nissan, left the apartment complex and took nearly the exact same route down to Old Hickory Tree Drive. After spending about a half hour in the area where Soto's body was later found, the white Nissan headed back to the apartment. Now, records released by prosecutors do not indicate who owned that white Nissan, and the reports do not say whether investigators believe it was Stearns or someone else.
Now, we have the documents that I'm going to pull up that. Not only do we have the documents, folks, I have the document that I'm going to pull up. Then Brie's going to talk about it. I know that that Nissan is Jennifer Soto's. You know why I know that Nissan is Jennifer Soto's? Because the roommate told me. We went through this extensively. We talked about the cars. I'm going to call you Rosie R. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, and you're welcome. All right. So that document is in the paperwork, and I'm going to pull it up with the 3 cars. Jennifer Soto owned 2 of the cars, and Stephan Stearns only owned his Lincoln. So that is Jennifer Soto's car, and I knew that was her car when I asked the roommate whose car was what. She sorted it all out for me. Lady Justice says truth always comes to light. Not only is that car Jennifer Soto's, but something from the cadaver dogs hit on Jennifer Soto's car. It didn't hit on the Lincoln, but it hit on the car. And I don't know if they brought something back from the crime scene or something that touched Maddie. I don't know how it got on the wheel well or what happened, but I do know the Lincoln was technically registered to Stephan's dad, but nonetheless, it was Stephan's car, Daddy's boy, and the other 2 are Jen Soto's. I'm going to pull that paperwork up and show you, and then we're going to talk about, then Brie's going to talk to you about what she told me earlier, and I couldn't have said it any better. So I wanted to sort out all this before we got started because everybody's a little bit confused or saying, no, Stephan probably borrowed the car. We don't even know whose car it is. Yeah, we do. We do know whose car it is, and it's Jennifer Soto's car. And I already told you that Jennifer Soto lived in that area, and many people in that area that are local don't even know about that area and it existing. They wouldn't know where to take that body. Stephan Stearns isn't from that area. Why did he go that way towards Jen's house? He wasn't around when Jenn lived there. Only Jenn could have told him, hey, nobody goes out there. There's nothing out there. There's a good spot that you can take her. And my opinion, and I've been pretty spot on with information that I have, the documents, the people I talk to, etc. Rodney Green, thank you so much for the $3 super sticker. It's all appreciated. I'm going to have a good birthday month and be able to just not feel stressed out. So thank you. 562 watching. Hit the like button. Let's go. All right. We're going to sort out the cars right now so everybody can stop saying that. Jay is cool. Rodney is cool. All right, everybody, amazing. You guys are just here for it. If I had 300,000 subscribers, it would be equivalent to 3,000, but I'm happy that I have 584 and I can talk to you guys. I actually can talk to you. I've been quiet, but I knew Jenn was involved in everything. I was skeptical about the murder at first until this came out, and then now I had a theory in the last 2 episodes that I've done. My theory has been leaning towards Jennifer Soto, and now I'm leaning even harder. See? All right. You ain't stressed, you're blessed. Queen of Ossian. Ossian. You are a queen. Thank you. I am blessed. I am. All right. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you all. Thank you all. All right, let's go. Let's sort out these cars. Now that it's on the news, the police are looking at it. It doesn't hit the news unless the police have it. And if they don't, then they're looking at it now.
Traveling in the Nissan that morning. There are still a lot of unanswered questions about Madeline Soto's death. I expect to learn a lot more as prosecutors continue to build their case against Stearns. Mike DeForest, News 6.
All right. Great information. I hope everybody caught that. All right. Let me pull this up, and then I'll bring Brie up here, and she'll just give me the explanation that she gave me earlier, and then we can start moving on in the documents, and I'll blast out the information. I'll blast the information of what's new. And while I'm reading the emails, I'm going to interject onto what I think they're talking about and how Jenn Soto applies to this situation. Plant Lady says, Stephan couldn't drove Jen's car later and move Maddie. He could have, but we're going to talk to you about what and why. And there was another car that day that somebody saw behind him at the same time while Jenn was out at her appointment. Yes, there's so many possibilities, Plant Lady, but we're telling you our theory. And so far, our theory has been pretty spot on. So when you have a track record like that of people that are telling you information from the side of Madeline Soto and the boots on the ground folks that are there, the people that are at court and the family, and you have those kind of background knowledge, then you get spot on information. Hi, Jay. Thanks for explaining. You're welcome, Rebecca. So it's kind of like the Paul Dumolo case, right? Paul gave us all kinds of information that you never would have heard on the news. You wouldn't even have heard it in the police records because they didn't do it. All right. Pinpoint her location. That's what we're waiting for. All right. Let me read this, and then Brie will come up. We'll have this while Brie's talking. I'm just going to show you. This was in the documentation. This talks about the cars. That way you can see it. Now we're here. We want to do that. We're working with what we have right now. Hello, Michelle Nance. All right. So you say Barf, Swade Smith. All right. Let's talk about the cars now, and then we'll get back into the emails. All right. So there it is. This is the information that was in the document dump. And Nancy, well, Stephan Stearns' dad came into town the day we saw the body cam footage, the day Maddie went missing. Do you remember he told the police, I need my phone? I don't know if it was that day or the next day, honestly. But, and I want to thank Linda Prowse for the $5 Cash App and Candy Dodson for the $5 Cash App, as well as Christine Marie for the $10 Cash App. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you all. Appreciated. His dad came in. Of course we know. We know? Yeah, it's all in the documentation. I'd have to go back to the 896 pages, but the whole point is he was there when they were searching the condo. So I'm going to say maybe day 3. Linda for now, 81. Hey, Jay, thank you for all you do. How do I become a member? Somebody will drop a link for you that will say join. Jojo, can you drop a link for the join? There's a merch one. So we'll drop a link in chat. And you go on my page and you hit join and you become a member and you won't regret it. Thank you. Let me read this to you. And all right, here we go. This is the information about the cars. There it is right there. Sign up for a membership. You just youtube.com/guiltyofcrime/join. All right. It's 106. Here it is. This was already in the documents. And on February 28th at approximately 1935 hours, Deputy First Class Renee DeVilla was contacted by Corporal Alexander Richards from Homicide Unit. Corporal Richards requested assistance with utilizing the canine partner, Canine Archer, to conduct a sweep of 2 vehicles for human remains due to Canine Archer is trained in human remains detection. I then responded to the southern fence in the parking lot of Orange County Sheriff's Central Operations located at 2500 West Colonial Drive. At that time, I conducted a sweep of the vehicle number 1, the 2010 silver Lincoln bearing a Florida tag of IYLLA2. That's Stephan's car that his dad, his name was under. That's vehicle 1 that they saw him changing a flat tire. Number two, they did a final alert on at 2210 hours, the 2022 Nissan sedan, white. It doesn't say that here, but it's the white Nissan, which had a Florida tag, which they redacted because at this point they don't know who owns this car. It is Jennifer Soto. Upon conducting the sweep of the canine, showed a change in behavior and the final alert by the rear passenger well. They informed the Corporal Richards. There it is. All right. So that's what we have. I was showing you that that's Jenn Soto's car. And I'm going to see if I can pull this up real quick. So now you know odds that they're the same place at the same time. All right. So there's some other things out there. I have other people with other information. I'm just going to pull this up. Why? Since Brie, I don't think is going to have her camera on. I'm going to pull this up because I'm listening to you and I want you to, everybody counts what you guys are thinking. I want to know. Thank you for becoming a new member. Live for now 81. I love it. Okay. So let me bring Brie on. Brie, do you want to explain a little bit about what you know about the cars and the situation with the second car? Are you there? All right, so we're waiting for Brie. I can see that she's unmuted. I got her added as stage, but while we're waiting, so Millie sent this to me. People are wanting answers. Hit the thumbs up, people. Thank you. You're amazing. There's 700 people in chat, by the way, and people want to become a new member. DC Sly became a new YouTube member. All right. Fry potato fry. It's going to be like Fry Bundy fry, right? It's crazy. Okay. So people are asking in the community of Madeline Soto. They're asking on Reddit. They're asking here. Brie, where are you? Brie. Okay. If not, I have a quick clip for you to explain a little bit better about what I'm talking about. Either way, the second car is Soto's, and in my opinion, she was driving the car out that day, and I think they need to absolutely thank you, Annie Marie B, for the 5 more guilty of crime crew memberships. You guys are all going to be part of the crime crew official, and we're going to have some fun. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. I tell everyone that I see, I watch No Real Deal. Yeah, no bullshit here. And no, why are people not talking about Jenn Soto? She's so tied into this case. Second question, James and said, Jennifer Soto. Are you guys
able to hear me?
We can hear you now. So I have up on the screen somebody saying, can the police explain this? Blue is Jenn and the red vehicle is the Lincoln. What are the odds they're at the same place on the same day she's gone missing when she's supposed to be at a doctor's appointment? And then I'll pull this part up. This just show a little like map while you talk. Okay, go for it.
First, I want to point out, Dad came to town on the 28th when they stayed at the Town Place Suites Orlando at Flamingo Crossing. So he came into town 2 days after. So when looking at the vehicles, if you remember, someone put a tip in when they remember seeing Stearns changing his tire at that location where he had dumped Maddie, and they reported that they remembered seeing his vehicle there while he was changing the tire with another vehicle behind him. So they didn't stop to help him because they thought someone was already helping him. Also, in the interview with Jenn, or with Stephan rather, he said that he didn't know for sure if Jenn actually went to her blood appointment that morning or if she, slept through. He didn't know. He said he kept saying to the investigators he would have to check with her, and they kept saying, no, that's okay. So then he kept saying that he went out, he went to some card shops, and he was supposed to make it back home to go help Jenn go to BJ's to go do some shopping. He didn't make it back home in time, and he said that he got a lot of slack from her because he didn't make it home. He was late, and so she went on and did her traveling without him, and went to BJ's. Now, if you look at the vehicles, there's pictures out there that show basically her vehicle with like all the stickers on it and stuff like that. People have spotted it, and we know that her vehicle was the Nissan, his was the Lincoln. It just
Absolutely.
it makes sense, and there's when you look at the search warrants that they put in there, they're very in the discovery, they're very pinpoint on search warrants that they did. If he woulda took an Uber back home to the condo and then took Jen's
Yes.
vehicle to take it back to the same spot, there would have been a search warrant or something to do with Uber or Lyft or any taxi company to try and look into that, but we have not seen anything regarding any of that.
Anything.
There hasn't been nothing that
Absolutely.
mentions an Uber or Lyft or any of that. So that makes me think that he was out there. She was possibly out doing, whatever. She wasn't at her appointment for very long doing her blood work, quote unquote, if
Nope.
she was doing that. And then what I'm thinking is she probably contacted him, said, "Where are you?" And then she went and drove out to go and see him or went towards that area because it says that she was on that route. And they actually show in the documents that you have the route that she took. And she went right out to Old Hickory Tree Road. She went right out to that same area. What are the odds that she went out to the same area where he was at?
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
And this is in our opinion. We're not the police here. All this stuff is gonna come out, but Bree and I have extensively been looking at these 896 documents. Now we've got the next set of documents here that we're gonna read today. And I mean, Bree is just, she goes through these, she does notes for me, she puts them together, and that's why I brought her on today because she is able to explain them just like she just did. Fantastic. So Stefan's car, Jen's car, the explanation was very unclear. I believe she did show up. The alibi did show she was at the doctor's appointment, in and out. It was like 12 minutes or some ridiculous amount. She did go there, and but she was also all over the place, and that's why they keep seeing tracking everywhere. And then another thing is, I do believe there's a possibility she was out there and somebody saw another car. It could have been her car. We don't know. It's not confirmed until they actually release that information. Anything else, Bree?
That's pretty much it. Like I just said, like from the very beginning, one of the first tips that put Stephan Stearns out at that location, someone called in and they said they saw him changing his tire, but a car was behind him. So they thought that someone was already assisting him. So they didn't stop, but they remembered seeing his vehicle. So I don't know. My thoughts are, according to my opinion, I think that, that Jenn was out at that spot. She knew, and that she maybe went out there to go and double check things were kosher and things were put out there, and that, Stefan being lazy, she wanted to make sure things were all out there and whatnot. And I hope that, we get what we want, which is justice for Maddie and that she gets arrested because I think she does have a bigger role in this than everyone thinks.
Right, absolutely. And they wouldn't be looking at it otherwise. Lynn, you say there was a white Nissan that went out there at 3 a.m. Absolutely. Stephan Stearns could have taken Jenn Soto's car, but that's not our point here today. He could have, or it could have been her. And we're gonna find out if there's cameras. Jenn and Stephan that day when they came in and out, they came in and out of different locations. They came in the front, they came out of the back. They're being sneaky. It wasn't just Jenn. It wasn't just Stephan Stearns being sneaky. Jenn Soto was also flying under the radar here and doing that. That's not what you do for a mother that supposedly knows nothing and isn't trying to evade something. So that portion of it is true, Lynn, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about her sending Stephan to that area because she knew, and her possibly being in that same area because, well, I don't know if she helped it. We don't know any of this yet, but the second car that's tracked is her car. The right now the news doesn't even know that. They're saying it's an unidentified person that owns the car. It never says that in the documentation that it's Jen's car, but we did our research. We've looked this up. We did our research on the place that Jenn lived. That never was out there. We did a background check on Jennifer Soto. And Jennifer Soto had a domestic violence when she lived in the apartment in St. Cloud on the way to the dump site. Her house is actually past the dump site. So wherever Stephan Stearns got the flat tire, where it's now the memorial, is why it's the memorial, because he got a flat tire and didn't make it to the area where he was trying to get to. Live for now 81? Is it possible the cops don't know where Jennifer Soto is? No, they know where Jennifer Soto is. They're just building a case. What do you think, Brie, about the talk with question for you about that? The mom, a lot of people are saying, well, the mom and the dad always save, they're always saving their son. Maybe they're just saying that to help save him. What do you think about that? Do you think
No, I
pos-
think I think that they're trying to save him, but they make a good point, and they pointed out that, he as a kid always was, a good boy, didn't rat out his friends, always kept secrets, and they talked about how like it always made them feel like he chose his friends over them, and that he valued his friends over, his family and his parents. So the fact that they're saying, this is you need to start treating this like life and death like it is. I think that dad why else would dad would, come from Northport? Just dad coming out from Northport for one night and staying in a hotel with them. I think they stayed away from the condo while they were, doing the crime scene stuff. And then, of course, this is my opinion.
yeah,
And I
all
think
our
that they were
opinions.
staying in the hotel. And I think that at some point, Dad and Stefan went out and had a little talk. And then when Dad got back home, Dad explained, what Stefan had told him and explained to Mom, and they knew. And if you look in the emails between Stefan and his dad at the beginning, his dad says, I'm going to take this like the phone calls. Everything's going to be read when we exchange emails. It's going to be similar to phone calls. They're going to be looking into this. So we have to be careful what we say. So
He
then when
sure
you go
does say
through,
that.
yeah, but then when you
Yeah.
look through the emails, he also says that he has to explain a lot of things to the mom. So then he said he was going to get the mom set up on her own account so that she could exchange emails with Stefan through her own email address. But we don't see any correspondence between Mom and Stefan. It's all through Dad's account. So I think Mom might have went into Dad's account because it was set up and just sent this email to him and basically said like, "Hey, you need to speak up. You need to start saying something," because she probably knew he's not talking to his attorneys. He's sitting there silently in a cell. They had a good correspondence going where he was talking, and she finally figured, okay, he's talking to me now. Might as well tell him, start talking to your attorney, start saying something because you're going to be in there taking the rat for someone else.
Right.
When someone else is
And
the part of this, you need to start
what's the
talking
only way? What's the only way they could have known that was from his dad that
from
was
his
there
dad. Yeah,
with him, and there's 777 people in chat. That's a huge angel number, folks. Say a prayer for Maddie. Say a prayer that justice is much more swift now that this information is starting to come out. At the very least, the parents saying this implicate themselves in knowing about it, which means they need to be questioned now. And they're going to go back to Stephan Stearns. And when they go back to Stephan Stearns is either going to have to say, oh, my parents are idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. Or they're going to have to say, I didn't want to say this. I was, whatever. He's going to have to answer to this. And they're going to have to answer to this about what they said. Sorry, Brie, I didn't
exactly.
mean to cut
Oh,
you
that's
off,
okay.
but the only way that anybody could have known about this is if they were intertwined in there. They didn't talk over the jail phones. You're right. They were very aware that the police were watching for this. Stephan didn't reply if anyone wants to know. He never replied back. He changed the subject. We're going to get to that.
He
Savage
changed
Barbie,
the
you are
subject
a
a lot.
savage. He changed the subject a lot. You're right. Everything was about him, that he's a psychopathic, narcissistic. I have so many, chomo, devil. There's clinical words, and then there's bad words that I want to say about him. Thank you, Savage Barbie, for gifting the 5 memberships. But it was always highlighted that Stefan's dad always got him out of everything. And I believe that he does know, and he did hear more at the hotel, and they were trying to concoct what they were going to do next. And then he got arrested.
And what are the
All right.
odds that the court date was supposed to be on the 10th and it got pushed back? And then these documents got released yesterday. And then late last night, the article comes out about the 2 vehicles and the tracking of that. What are the odds that these are all coming out within a couple days of each other? It's like they're slowly releasing information as they're crossing their T's and dotting their I's. And next thing you know, I'm crossing my fingers that there's going to be an arrest. I hope that there's going to be another one. And, every day I wake up and I keep thinking, is today going to be the day they're going to get Jenn Soto? and I keep waiting for it. I keep hoping it's going to happen.
Me too. Trust me. Last night after we got off this and I got your message, I got even more heated again when I saw the two cars because I hadn't seen that yet. So yeah, so we're gonna get into this document now, folks. And as we do, we'll interject. Brie, you're welcome to stay up here and if you want to interject when we stop. But I'm gonna start reading. I'm gonna start with the first one of the mom of Stephan Stern's mom implicating Jenn, and then we'll go through the document and show you if there's anything that I don't think that's really anything I might kind of do Grizzly style where she just was like, but there are important things. They do talk a lot about the dogs. It's really weird that they had, and I don't know about the bestiality thing, if that was just something. What do you think, Brie? Do you think that was just part of like a technicality of one of the charges that they put in there?
I honestly, it could have just been the dog in the picture and, that's
Okay.
just a technicality. I don't know. I just find it very odd that in the interview, with the police prior to all this, he talks about how the dogs were, he didn't like being at home and the dogs stunk and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, most of their conversation is, oh, I wish I was there. I miss puppy time. Oh, that was the best part is when they open their eyes. And oh, I miss all of
Oh
the,
God,
and he talks about missing these
disgusting.
dogs so much, and it's like, but you said so many bad things about it prior in the interview, but now all of a sudden you miss puppy time and you miss, waking up and seeing them wagging their tails, looking at you in excitement, and all of a sudden that's all you talk about. And that was one of the big things whenever he wanted to change the subject with his parents, he always brought up the dogs. He always brought up the
Right.
puppies or books, more books that he needed. Whenever he didn't want to talk about certain things, you'll see when
Right.
you read them,
And you'll
like
see.
he changes the subject about either the dogs or books.
Now, Adam, you say I'm sure his parents have been questioned, but it doesn't mean they said what they said to the police. Because had they said what they said, I think this may have gone in a little bit different direction. We've read the paperwork and there's nothing in there about any of the statements. There's people on the witness list, but there's nothing so far implicating Jenn. I feel like they just dropped a bombshell because they knew it was going to come out and they knew that they were going to read this. So I'm sure they talked to the parents. But once you implicate yourself into something like this, which they did, they just implicated themselves by saying that she was part of it. And I mean, they obviously know about it. They realize Stephan Stearns is a chomo and they realize that he did part of it. They say it right here. So I'm not sure that they didn't just drop this bombshell on purpose to get him to start talking. I don't know that they told the cops this yet. I don't know. What do you think, Brie? And then I'll read this and then I'll go through all of it.
I think that we would have seen in the interviews, even if they were
Yeah.
redacted, we would have seen something, especially like seeing the interviews from people close to Maddie and then seeing other people, even neighbors giving interviews. I think that if the parents knew something so crucial, they would have put those
Yep.
out in the interviews and we would have heard about it already.
Absolutely.
Or their names
Yep.
would have been on the witness list that was originally released. We would know something about them by now. So I think that this was a big bombshell that's just been dropped, and there will be more to come. And who knows? They may, between now and when these emails happen, they may have, sent someone to go talk to the parents and interview them. Now that the parents have, mom spoke out, and kind of had some, a little bit of verbal leakage in her emails there and said that stuff, probably not thinking and realizing, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that because, they don't know that I know this, but who knows, but hopefully they
Right.
do talk to her and hopefully she doesn't pull oh, I don't remember or anything like that. Let's hope that, that her
Well,
memories are
they have the
intact. And
words.
if she has memory or she does know what's going on, hopefully she speaks up because,
And the
if
dad as
Jen,
well, because he was there. Yeah.
yeah, like, for all we know, they might have, it shows when they were staying at the hotel, it shows that when each person left and when each person went back to their
Yep.
room. For all we know, they could have left the room thinking maybe they bugged it. Let's go out somewhere else and let's go talk
And talk.
privately. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I was thinking.
So,
And I'm wondering if they were smart enough to actually bug the room or put a camera in there to pick up on the talk they have. So we still don't know any of that.
yeah,
Right.
because if you recall in the documentation, they did know that Jen and Stefan were staying at that hotel because they did pick them up from the hotel to take them to the Bureau of Operations to do interviews with them, and they drove Jenn separately from Stephan, and that's when Jenn was basically talking about Maddie in the past tense, and yet they hadn't even found her yet.
Well, here's the thing, L. Price. L. Price is, like I said, he probably filled his parents with a bunch of BS, threw Jennifer under the bus, but he needs them right now for financials and his coffee. But his dad was there with Jennifer Soto and Stephan Stearns while the house was being searched. It's a crime scene. He was there that whole time, and I'm pretty sure they talked. I'm pretty sure the dad related third party to the mom. And now with this email, they are implicated in this. So I don't think that it's just Stephan Stearns feeding his parents bullshit. She was there. He was there with Jenn and Stephan, both trying to figure out what they were going to do next.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think Dad would have came all the way down from Northport, Florida, all the way down there to stay there for a night for nothing. If he was just trying to, offer
and you're
money
right,
to his
parents are
son,
sick.
I don't think he would have traveled all the way down there if it was just to bail
No.
his son out financially or whatever. I think he would have just said, "Okay, how much money do you need? How do I send it to you?" But he went all the way. He made the trip, stayed there,
Yeah.
got a room separate from them, and like we know
And I'm
that
sure
there
they
was.
talked in code. I'm
Oh
sure they
yeah.
talked in code. Yeah, they talked in code just like the Adelsons did for a long time until they couldn't anymore.
And then, like, we know that Jenn and Stephan didn't really have, like, they were, like, more like roommates according to CM,
Actually,
so but they stay
actually,
in the
they said,
same room.
but they call her a friend too. The parents call her a friend. And then you
Yeah.
got other channels calling those people her grandparents. Get it right, people. That was not her stepfather. That was not any kind of father. And those are not her grandparents. They do feel bad. And I'm going to read that. And then we're going to get into the rest because everything that we're talking about right now is speculation. We're just speculating on possibilities. And so right now I'm not speculating when I read this to you what's coming from the parents. And I believe Jen's evil. I think she was the puppet master on some of the things and she knew about other things and didn't do anything.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, I'm going to read this part and then I'll start from the beginning. We'll kind of go through this and see what we got. I notice all of you guys have been everywhere listening to it, consuming it from all channels, which is great because then you can ask intelligent questions. And I appreciate that. Okay, let me, this is just like in the middle of it. And this is the one, it says it's from Chris Stearns, but Stephan, they use Chris Stearns' email the entire time. And it was mom that signed it. So that's what I said yesterday. Stephan Stearns' mom says, "You don't see the commissary and can't order anything? I hope that gets resolved quickly." You'll get the context of this after, by the way. It's Stephan Stearns complaining about needing money in bed and accommodations. Jail and prison are not meant to be comfortable. All part of the mental punishment, I guess. Stay positive. Talk with your attorneys. I keep thinking about how you would never, ever rat out a friend. It really made me mad, and I felt like you valued them over us when you let them get away with stuff. Don't be doing that again. We all know Jenn was heavily involved in this, and I'm disgusted that she is free and you are not, when this is not all your fault. You need to think about yourself more and her less. She sure isn't thinking of you and how she can help you right now. The whole family is willing to stay quiet. And this is in reference to the Soto family. We know the Soto family has been crickets. And even when they went to Madeline Soto's memorial, they did it sneaky. So she says that they're staying quiet and they will let you take the fall for everything. When you do that, you're hurting us too. Please get it out. Please get out of your head over this and start talking with your attorneys. This stuff is serious and you need to approach it as life and death, which it is. I think of this craziness that Madeline lived through with Jen's various partners. Not a stable life at all for a child. I do pray for you. I do pray for Jenn and for you daily. I'm thrilled that you're working out again and have physical outlets for stress. I hope you can get your coffee and candy straightened out quickly. So far, I haven't seen a cancellation on Congo. Let us know if this stuff filters down to you through the system This origami book is just a paperback, no paper, just patterns. If I read it right, well, I'm off to feed the curly ones now. That kind of disgusted me, by the way. Anyway, loves, hugs, and prayers now and every day and every night, Mom. All right. In my opinion, the parents are disgusting. I think they've enabled this Stephan Stearns guy for far too long, but I do hope that ultimately they're going to be the people that help push him to talk about what actually happened. So, all right, you guys books are sometimes used to communicate in code. It could be. We're going to get through this right now. We're going to start reading this. So, that was the only real part that said anything about Jenn and kind of trying to push him. And when he replies to that, he completely evades that. So I started with that because if someone can't be here or whatever, yes, thank you. Karen says, great job, Brie. I do appreciate her feedback all the time. She lets me know what she thinks, her perception. It's always better to have somebody else to be able to bounce things off of and say, oh, wait, yeah, very true. All right. I think she's praying for Stephanie and Maddie daily. Why Stephanie? You mean Stephan and Maddie? No, it was too short to be Stephan. It was Jenn and Stephan. It wasn't Maddie. You could see the length of it. What do you think, Brie? Did you see the length of that redaction? It was like four letters.
Yeah, it looked like it was Jenn. It looked like it would have been Jenn.
Yeah.
And if you look at the typing and how small of a box that is for the redaction, it wasn't.
Right.
It had to have been
It
Jenn.
wasn't. Yeah, no, it had to have been Jenn. You can tell when right now it's hard for you guys to see the document. You can't see the perspective of it because it's on the screen and it's smaller for some, but yeah. And yeah, we definitely, Brie does the time stamping, so you guys will be able to go back, watch what you want, cut out what you want. All right, let's go through this document. Yesterday, I kind of just showed you it's the full document everybody else has. It gives you the case number, Stephan Michael Stearns, identifying information of his offenses, SA, child abuse, other. And then from there, this one's case supplemental report, cleared by arrest, homicide. So we got two big charges, right? Right now we're talking about, in my opinion, with Jenn, I'm talking about her knowing about the murder, but also we've thought the whole time that she couldn't have not known about her daughter being abused. And if she did, she was, no offense, oblivious, Benson, but very oblivious. All right. So original supplement, incorrectly marked dates, events occurred in March or February. They changed the dates on this. This was just the document earlier. They talked about the two vehicles, plates that were suspected to be involved in the case. And it was the license plate of the Lincoln and the white Nissan, both Florida plates. They ran both through their Vigilant license plate reader and received several hits. Utilizing the LPR hits, they begin to generate a driving profile, and we're going to see that below. I didn't do one, and neither did like Grizzly or any of those people. So I don't have a driving one, but yeah, you got the idea of the drive. And Stephan kind of goes back and forth all over the place that day once they track him. So I'm curious to see what Jenn's phone looks like. All right, so they provided surveillance from, and we already know which apartment complex it is. It's Jenn's apartment complex. Jenn's apartment complex. Starting at the endpoint of the vehicles, the dates and times were added to the profile. They provided the profiles to investigate analyst Monica of Orange County for the timeline construction with Orange County's own video resources. All right, so then the chronological profile for the Lincoln, and they observed the combination of apartment complex cameras, traffic cameras, and LPR cameras. Now, you guys, it's going to be interesting when the video comes out, because when the video comes out, we're going to see a lot more. We might actually see Jenn in a video somewhere just leaving or going a certain way. We don't know. And we don't know why she's not arrested yet. I for the life of me, I love your sparkling bubbles page. They did take her Jenn Spot's phone right on. Yeah, but they don't have that. They don't have that information in there. So, okay, they don't have that information on there, and this is what they have now. So, all right. Hulk smash. Thank you, Davey. All right. So anyway, we kind of saw like a path. They've got all kinds of video, which Stephan Stearns is just not that smart. That whole area is just nothing but video, from traffic cameras to complex to the entrance. I mean, really, I don't know how they thought they were going to get away with it. All right, so on February 26th at 7:35, a Lincoln hit Stephan's Lincoln, the silver one, is observed on the workshop camera of the complex. A male exits a vehicle and throws something into the complex dumpster. This is nothing new. The male is wearing a red shirt and tan pants. At 7:40, the vehicle leaves through the east gate of the complex. At 10:14, a silver Lincoln enters the complex. Through the east gate of the complex, the driver appears similar to a male seen earlier at the dumpster. So this guy's all over the place. 10:54, his Lincoln again parks at the workshop near the complex dumpster. The male exits, now wearing a blue shirt. So he changed his shirt and again throws something into the dumpster. I wonder if he threw his other shirt away. What is it? I don't know. I can't wait till this whole thing comes out, folks. So 11:03 again, his Lincoln's observed at the intersection of San Sebastian and San Vital. Within the complex, the vehicle then exits the complex through the main gate at 11:56. A Lincoln enters through the rear gate of the complex. A male driver consistent. Again, we don't see anything, or I don't see any information about Jenn, them seeing her. I don't see the videos. Nothing talks about Jenn. 12:44, and I'm not going to go through all these streets. You guys can kind of see. I'll zoom in a little. Most of you have already watched this on other people's channels, and I kind of just wanted to go through it so you knew the gist of it, and then read the emails so you understand that he's a baby boy. He's still a baby boy. All right, so they later on at 12:44. So all morning he was just everywhere, folks, dumping trash, dumping backpack, dumping body, maybe dumping clothes. I don't know. All right, so this part I zoomed in a little too much. As the cameras are overhead views, I utilized the marker. Other vehicles following the same path at the time frame of the vehicle passing each intersection to locate the vehicle at each new location, the approximate times and locations. Yeah, he's everywhere. So anyway, you can see this 12:49, 12:50, all the way to 13:50. He's at all of these different locations. It says, I could not locate the vehicle continuing to travel along eastbound path at further intersections, so I checked the surrounding cameras to where the vehicle was last observed. I located a similar size, style, and color vehicle past Creative Inspirations on 2030 Old Hickory Tree Road in St. Cloud, facing the Old Hickory Tree Drive just south of 13th Street. The vehicle passed a location which would correlate with the last intersection passed at the time frame. I didn't have access to the cameras further along. Watching forward, I locate a vehicle returning northbound on Old Hickory Tree Road and turn on 13th Street in an apparent return path. The vehicle now had a spare tire on the rear driver's side. All right, there you go. All right, so we got all this stuff here. And this is just, I'd love to map this. We talked about doing that. Brie, I think, talked about doing it last night, but yeah, it was late last night and she didn't have time. That's not my thing. So mapping it out, somebody's going to do it and we'll take a look at it. Yeah, he's a sick mother. And what is Jenn's part in this, folks? Ashlyn Rogers, what's up? You made it. Hello, everybody. I know I'm in here reading, but I'm still paying attention. I wanted to thank Marsha Young for the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. And Savage Barbie for the 5 memberships. We have 838 people in chat. You guys are amazing. Thank you for coming here. Okay, I had an in-law that was in prison for 6 years, and one family member One family member bothered with them. Stephan Stearns better keep it going with his parents because they're all he has. Jenn isn't sharing that GoFundMe. Right. Thanks for bringing up the GoFundMe because Jen's not sharing the GoFundMe with anybody. She's not even sharing the GoFundMe to help the memorial that may get taken down. It's already starting to get taken down and moved, but it's just on one side of the fence, which they may have to put up some kind of fence and put their locks themselves. All right, so let's try to listen to Baby Boy. Thank you, Savage Barbie. Again, you guys are amazing. Has anything been released about what happened as found at the condo? No, we don't have any. There's more documents coming. There's more documents coming, folks. That we're still missing a bunch, but no. Millie says the dad should be charged with obstruction of justice and aiding and abetting him and plead the truth. I agree that they should do something. Look at Courtney Clenny. Does everyone know who Courtney Clenny is? Do you see what happened with the parents? Why is case to case so different? All right, now it makes me want to smoke. All right, let's go because I want to get through this at some point. And it's Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Let's get to this. I'm going to get to the email so you can throw up in your mouth a little bit because I know that's what you wanted to do on a Friday. This is just all the paperwork that we're going through that everybody's already seen. It's not anything new. It's new to us, but it's not anything that's like crazy. All right, so here is the Stephan Stearns email greetings from Chris Stearns. They're all labeled Chris Stearns and Stephan Stearns. We're July 12th today. This is sent on 5/29/24, and you can see when it was read. So they're making small talk with each other. We're going to go through this. If you haven't already heard this, I'll try to pay attention in chat so that I can see that you guys have questions. If you have a question or something. And happy Friday, Jay. I hope your air conditioner, it's been very fixed. My roof is not going to be fixed for a long time, but thank you. Yes, Courtney Clenny was an OnlyFans model, and her parents got involved, and they did something with the computer, and they're getting in trouble for that. But yet Stephan Stearns' parents are blatantly saying this, and nobody's talking to them. Or are they? We don't know. All I want is Jenn arrested. I already did. I'll be back. I got to get my mental health meds. Go get him, good Gen X girl. Go get him. All right, hit that like button. You guys are so helpful. You're so helpful. Thank you all for all the super stickers, super chats, all that. We have a little bit to go. Hit that like button. Don't forget. Let's all be disgusted together as we hear some of these. All right, so this is I just want to I want to shoot Stephan Stearns in the crotch, and while he's eating his root beer candy, just smash it into his face. I can't even believe the luxuries that this monster has, while Maddie no longer has the luxury of being alive. All right. Oh God. Okay. How does this work? This is from Stephan Stearns' dad, Chris Stearns. How does this work? Is this like snail mail? I assume everything else, like everyone else's access, can read these messages. I think this will get limited use. We'll see. Any thoughts? All right. This is, everybody already knows about this. Primary election, Stephan Stearns, voting, whatever. Brie, do you want to weigh in on this part at all about the election thing and him not voting or whatever and why they even have this?
Yeah, I was wondering why they would send that because that's an inmate's email address. But if you read it, it says if you've been charged with a felony, if you've had any charges to do with sexual crimes or anything like that, you can't vote. You have to have served your sentence out and then get your right to vote restored by the judge once your sentence is fully served, once you're done your time. So why would they send it to an inmate's address that he's using while incarcerated? It doesn't make sense. Why would you say, hey, you can still vote? You know, you can do it online and everything, but you're sending it to an inmate's email while they're incarcerated. So obviously their sentence is not served. They're still serving it. So that I was reading that and I was like, oh, that's so cool. They can vote while they're in jail. And then I was like, wait a minute. And I read it further and I was like, wait, if they have a felony, if their sentence isn't done, there's all these, these fine print things. Why would you send it to an inmate's email address if they're answering this on a tablet that's in jail? Their sentence is not done, so they can't vote. So
Everyone
it
says
didn't
because
make sense.
he's not convicted. So I just wanted your, yeah, it doesn't make sense. And I get, and the people are saying that's Democrats. He's not convicted, and I get that. And he's probably never going to be out. But as you're going to see in these emails, he has hope here, folks. And I think
Oh,
in the
he has
back
a
of
lot
his
of hope.
mind, he has a lot of hope in here. You're going to hear this, and you've already heard it. And his hope is that he's going to get out at some point. He's not going to get the death penalty. And I think that because in the back of his mind, he really does know that Jenn is more involved than he's even said. He's just shut up. He has stopped talking. I think that he realizes that once Jenn gets brought into it, he can be charged with the essaying and not get the death penalty potentially, and then the murder of him dumping the body, but him not actually doing it or having another person. So yeah, when you listen to these, and a lot of you have heard these things, he has so much hope that it makes me think that he's going to talk soon, and it's prompted by his parents. Michelle says, Precious Maddie lost her life. This demon's concerned about his voting rights. Oh, he's concerned about a lot more, Michelle. I'm surprised everybody I thought has heard the emails, but if you haven't, you're going to hear the things he's concerned about. He's concerned about what to do with his hands. If he'd had origami when origami and all this other stuff, he should have used his hands for something different than what he was using it for. Yeah, he's delusional. It's all caught on tape. But there's a possibility of him not getting the death penalty if Jenn's the one that walked in on them, did that, and then Stephan dumped the body because she knew about him assaulting her already, doing the essay. So hey, it's even. Thank you, Amy Cray, for the $10 super sticker. I appreciate all of you so much. Davy Jones, I've never been arrested, ever. Never been arrested. Don't have any kind of record. I got a speeding ticket like 17 years ago. So no, I've never been arrested, been to jail and handcuffs, none of that. So I don't know what it would be like for any of that, and nor would I like to. And that's why I sit on the computer and I say, in my opinion, allegedly. All right, let's go. You guys are going to hear all this stuff he's concerned about. So Stephan Stearns writes his dad back as Maddie is already cremated and everybody, the whole world is grieving for Maddie. This is what Stephan Stearns has to say. Hey, I just got access to the tablet again. They have moved me to a regular isolation in seed pod. Presumably, this is where I'll stay for a while. It's not exactly the Ritz. It's a small cell, and the pod is quite noisy. I didn't think I would miss the medical pod, but now I wish I was back in that big cell where at least I could partially see out of the window and look at the sky and the grass and the trees off in the distance as they swayed in the breeze. I will try to call as soon as possible. I imagine you have your hands full with the puppies, and I can't wait to hear all about it. I love you both, and I will call you soon. P.S. I'm still waiting for the books to get in my hands. No clue if they were delivered. Maybe I'll receive them in the next couple of days, hopefully. We'll see, I suppose. Soon, I suppose. I would like Congo and The Hobbit to be among the next ones that you send, please. And maybe also a book on origami. That could be interesting to learn and a good way to pass time and satisfy my need to create art and craft and use my hands. Let's try that. Hopefully it's allowed since it's folding paper, which I have plenty of, into different shapes. So it shouldn't be a security concern, I would think. All right, folks, you guys already probably are like, what in the hell is wrong with this guy? So Chris Stearns, his dad, there's a reference number, and then to Stephan Stearns, he writes him back. Let me see what you guys are saying. Everybody's probably like, what in the hell? What if puppies is code for little kids? Yeah, I don't think that he's doing codes for some reason. I think he might be doing codes, but not on the puppies. They actually do breed puppies. Adam says, these upcoming emails are new for me. Curious. Holmes. Yeah, Homie had a tablet. he gets way more things than I would think he should, but it's what all inmates get now. They get tablets and they get video calls and they get root beer candy at them. They get candy and I want to bring up the coffee. He talks about wanting coffee. You guys got to remember that he was taking Adderall. He was abusing Adderall, and him abusing Adderall means that he likes uppers. He likes the way he feels when he's on uppers, and he probably gets headaches not having it. So yeah, Mr. Beer says homeboy thinks he's Harry Potter or Bastion hiding in the attic reading the never-ending story. Ugh. Adam says I'm jealous. He's a monster, and he doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself. All right. I'm glad you haven't heard these yet, Adam. I'm glad some of you haven't heard these. I noticed a lot of people. Well, there's 811 people in here still. We're close to 9. Some people have already heard these and they dropped off. I'm interjecting as we go because, well, they're just disgusting. And some of these things, Atreyu. Yeah, that was one of my favorites. He's living in a fantasy world. He really is. Sorry for being snarky. This is disturbing. Now, be snarky. Snark it up, folks. All right. It is disturbing. Oh, God. So Stephan Stearns, this is to him, and his parents are just as much in La La Land, in my opinion, but I'm really glad that his mom brought this up, okay? So, let's see. Is this his mom or his dad at the end? Oh, it says this is his dad. Good to hear about your transfer and access to the tablet. Will this be full-time or limited, like passed around on rotation? Let me know how often you can access the tablet. We'll write something every day. Can you send your mother an invite so she can write you separately? I'll help her to get set up on the computer. We're confirmed for a few books. We've received yesterday, the 18th, 5 of them, and 1 more on Monday. Man, these people are just feeding a monster, folks. All right. He says, we'll jump on the origami book and order it now. The puppies are doing well. And Lacey is a super mom. Get this. Yesterday, mom had to rescue one of the puppies who got its leg in the collar. She snagged the puppy out of the pen, sat down on the bed to adjust the collar. While sitting there, Lacey, at the dead standstill, leaped over the pen and landed squarely on the bed to be with her puppy. I hate to think what would happen if she miscalculated the jump. Today, after many consecutive days of rain and threatening rain, no rain, we're in that rainy period. These people are delusional. Of a nonstop torrential rain that creates chaos with home flooding, and messy days. At least the ponds and retention ponds are looking normal again. They were really low. Tomorrow we will travel with Lacey and the puppies to the vet to have the dew claws removed. This is not fun, or this will be fun, not. Although it's better your mother won't be doing them. She's always a nervous wreck. It's worth the expense to avoid 7 puppies, 28 dew claws. Yep. Better to have the vet do it. Mom's writing a message below. Order the origami kit, which is a book of 20 pieces of specific origami paper for patterns. Also send out The Hobbit and Congo. That will be it, book-wise, for the next couple of weeks. Those should hold you. I have the rest you want in the cart as marked, save for later, so I won't forget which choices. The is mom writing. Love and hugs to you. I guess this is mom writing. And then next, Stephan Stearns responds. What do you guys think about this? Delusional? What's going on? This is gross. Courtney Watson, this is actually really disgusting. When I heard this, he's a loser. And when you see these books at the end, if you weren't on here last night, the books at the end are for kids. They're like children, not all of them, not Congo and the things like the trilogy of the Lord of the Rings and stuff. Those aren't for kids, but those origami books say for 6 years and up. And they have that in here. They actually have pictures of the books. They had to take pictures and everything. The inmates share each other as long as I don't know how much sharing people are doing with him, although they probably put him in the facility of if he's in an area, CPOD probably has all the chomos, and the books could be code. You never know, but we do actually see the books, Davey. So when they talk about the books, we see the books. But yeah, you know what I'm thinking? When they start talking about the toys, that's when I start thinking that the toys there's trying to get rid of stuff. So later on in a little bit, we're going to talk about the toys. I'm also going to I'm going to change this Wade Wilson thing because there's no way I'm going to be able to hop on here. So I'm either going to come on later or I'm going to change it right now. Either come
Can
on
I
later or
just
Monday for
comment?
Wade Wilson. Yeah, go ahead, please.
I just want to comment about the books. So, like, if you see all the books that he's ordered in such a short span of time, he's reading like anywhere from 2 to 3 books a day. Sometimes he's saying these books are like page turners and, Jurassic Park, The Hobbit, things like that. What is he, if he gets, life sentence and he's in there for the rest of his life, what is he planning on doing? Eventually, his parents are not going to be there. They're the only ones that want anything to do with him. Like, when he starts talking about the his battle tech and his all his little toys and stuff, he tells his dad to go on his Facebook and message one of his friends and see if they want anything to do with him or if they can help him help the dad get rid of his toys. And he knows exactly where they are, what color bins they're in, what they're marked as, and tells his parents, like, it's like he has hope that he's gonna get out, and he's like, "Oh, my cards that are in my desk, leave those until I figure out my situation. My Tamagotchis in my closet and the ones that are around the room, leave those." But it's like, what is his plan? If he's going through all these
Potato
books and
chips.
if his parents are putting these books in the cart and they're ordering these books so fast as they are because he has no time, he's just reading. What is he
Right.
gonna do when they eventually stop sending him these books? Like, I know that the jails have libraries. You can't tell me that they have to order these books for him brand new. So it's like
I think
he
he's
only
segregated. I think right now well, first of all, I think he is segregated. He just got out of one uh the unaliving section. But
yeah.
I think a lot of people are right. He's in fantasy land, and the only hope that he has to not get the death penalty is to bring Jenn into this and him not have done all of this by himself. That's the only way that's the only
But
possible way. And you
the
guys are going to
thing
hear, if you haven't heard this, you're going to hear all this talk. And some of it, I think, might be code. They talk about different friends helping out to sell this. And he says, well, just save it because we don't know that when all this ordeal's over,
yeah,
this
when
is
he
never going
figures
to be
out his
over.
stuff. But
I got potato chips, folks.
most
Dead
jails
potato
have
chips.
like a mobile library where, like, when you're in insulate or like you're in segregation, they have like a portable cart that they push around and inmates can swap books out and borrow them and stuff. So I can't see them just making him sit there and, I hate to say it, but pick paint off the wall. Like, they give them stuff to do and they give him a social worker. And I know the social workers can print off, puzzles for them and crosswords and all that stuff. But what is he's doing all this stuff in such a short span of time, and yet he's got so much more time in there. Like, he doesn't seem to have a long-term plan. He's in this la la land right
No.
now.
Absolutely is. And David, you're right. I think he can offer them much more than Jenn. I think he has more to offer too. And for someone to say that that Jenn is not going to save him from being death row, that's incorrect. If they actually find out that Jen's the one that walked into the room and saw them doing sex acts and she came in, or anything, any scenario that Jenn did that morning, they got into a fight, and of course he's going to do that favor for Jenn. He's been assaulting this girl for years, or they did it together. It could absolutely save him from the death penalty. I've talked to people that know the system. If you know the system in Florida, absolutely. And I'd be glad to trade the death penalty for having both of them in life in prison forever, because he's probably never even going to get executed. He'll die in there before he does, and it just wastes money, in my opinion. But it's just my opinion. Arrest Jenn Soto, absolutely. I need some more so I don't run out of steam. I'm eating potato chips. That was my whole point. A baked potato. All right. So this guy, Stephan Stearns, says, hey, the battery's low, so I gotta be quick. And this might just be him not wanting to talk. I don't know how often I'll get the tablet. Since others use it, use it and I have to wait until it's available. Can't get the commissary to work on it yet. Don't know why, but see if I could if you can drop another $30 in there in the meantime, so I could stock up on plenty of coffee. As for books, remove Christine. You know, Christine is the Stephen King book, big, thick book, The Killer Car. And it's I and The Eyes of the Dragon from the list. And just wait for the Howling trilogy book to be available. The battery is about to die now. I love you both. I accept Mom's previous request to connect. Hugs and kisses. Talk to you later. All right. Then Chris Stearns in La La Land, as always. Hey, Stephan, I confirmed today the books were delivered, minus the playing cards. They have to confirm if they're allowed. If not, they'll be placed in your personal property. Puppies and Lacey went to the vet. Who cares? They dock the tails themselves. Ugh, disgusting people. I know people dock their tails of dogs sometimes for vanity, but those people are just disgusting anyway, and they did it themselves. Crime to remember, he'll age out before the death ends, right? Okay, so he says it was a restless night for your mom and Lacey. They talk about Lacey like she's a person, by the way. Those people are just weird. I love my dogs like kids too, but I just don't like those people. All right. As you know, it's quite vocal, and it's very vocal with your mother during the night, wanting attention, food, or be let out. Lacey's a good mother. Well, I hope your mom survives the 10 weeks at this place, at this pace. I'm not sure. LOL. Catch you later. Oh, all right. Are you guys ready for the next round of Stephan Stearns in La La Land? So far, the only thing in here, and there's a few things, yeah, puke, you're going to see are some names of people that may have even been involved or knew Stephan was doing that, maybe trading pictures. Maybe they were part of that. I don't know who Stephan actually hung out with. The people that we did hear about thought he was weird. So, I don't know. Isn't that Ted Bundy's dog's name? I don't know, man. These people are delusional. Yeah, freaking Delulu will be put up for attorneys. No, they're not putting up for attorneys at all. They can't afford that. Those are $1 million cases. Like everything is just fine. Yeah, let's just talk about Congo and the series of the Hobbits and origami. All right, so this fucking Stephan Stearns says, "Hey, I finally have the tablet again. I can confirm I have begun to receive the books Dragon Teeth, Spear, Timeline Eaters of the Dead, and Sudoku or whatever. Sudoku. I know that's like a game. I have already read the Dragon Teeth and Timeline since Thursday. Like Brie said, this guy's reading through, 2 books a week? I don't know what he thinks he's going to do. And now he's reading Eaters of the Dead, and he says LOL. This guy essayed Maddie for years and then took her life. He's charged for, and he's laughing at reading Eaters of the Dead. Wow. Unfortunately, they would not allow the book of card games because now he's going to school his parents. It was contained playing cards, or maybe it was just a playing card, not sure, but it was placed in my property. Also, the origami book arrived and suffered the same fate. Listen how this guy talks, people. His origami book suffered the same fate. That's what he's worried about. Because it contained paper in addition to the book, which sucks. So I still need a book. Just a book on it and nothing else. Could you possibly send a new one that is just a book? He just asked that 3 times, folks. More like demanded. And going forward, send only books. Okay, that's a 5th time. And nothing else with them. That's the rule. There's no allowance for any deviation from reinterpretation of that rule. Okay, Stephan. Okay. You hear how he talks to his parents, by the way. Please make sure mom understands this as well, as these items do me no good locked away in my property and are therefore also impossible for you to refund or exchange either way, which is just a total waste all around. And oh yes, I'm sure Lacey is quite demanding and starving all the time. It's completely believable she's capable of leaving mom feeling harassed and henpecked. LOL. Life here in Seapot is an adjustment. Seapot ISO is an adjustment. Just getting an eating utensil. And this part's funny, folks. I hope this pig eats with his hands, this filthy animal. He's too good for a pig, I know. Just getting an eating utensil is a hassle. paper spoons are provided to people in unaliving watch and medical, but apparently not in here, the regular podge, which leads me to believe there must be a standard issued utensil, which I don't have. When I mentioned it to the officer dispensing the food, you know what he told him? I would have told him too. I'd have said, eat with your hands like the filthy animal you are, sir. He told him, figure something out, and he walked away. I will have to talk to the officer since I started in the unaliving watch and for the last 3.5 months have been in areas heavily restricted. I suspect there are many things which I should have but never received. I can't imagine why. The mat is flat and very little cushion left. The cell is small, filthy, and has some spots on the wall that appear to be bloody fingerprints. So it's 7 puppies instead of 8. Also, did the social workers pass my notes to you regarding the account to cancel the Spotify subscription? I also had some instructions for some of my personal property in there for you. And then Chris is going to reply, and then I'll listen to you guys for a second. Chris says, good to hear from you. Sorry to hear about the hassle. I'll instruct your mother. This sounds like Norman Bates, by the way, folks. Your mother. I'll instruct your mother accordingly. How long do you get a hold of a tablet? I just arrived home and need to unload groceries, but saw your message and wanted to get back to you. Then Stephan Stearns comes back. Well, I have basically until they ask for it, but it may be an hour or two, sometimes longer, depending on the officers. Chris says, I failed to respond to your earlier questions about note from the social worker. No, we haven't received anything. And then Stephan, it gets longer. So let's see where you guys are. I still have 820 people in chat. What's going on? Yes, the family's sick. It reminds me of Norman Bates. A mother, hey, mother, can you do this? In my opinion, I think Stephan Stearns is just really stringing these people along, and he's probably always been like that his whole life. I think he's been like that his whole life, where he just tells his parents whatever they want to hear, and they do whatever they can for him. Remember, he's never worked. He didn't work a day in his life, folks. All right. Also wanted to thank, if I didn't earlier, Leslie Knowles just sent me a $10 Cash App. Thank you so much, all of you. I've got lots of them in here, everybody. You guys are great. If I didn't say earlier, $2 super sticker from Marsha Young. Thank you. Adam, I did say too. Curious about the tablet. Thank you, everybody that are sending super stickers, super chats. Yeah, poor baby. Sweetie Brookahire, did you reach out to Paul? Paul DeMulo? Yes, Norman Bates. Thank you for saying that. I do believe he's like a Norman Bates guy. How in the heck can his parents be so nonchalant? I just don't understand. I don't either. And we haven't even got into a lot of stuff. There's going to be some more just like weird things that they say, and then I'll show you the books and everything. Thank you all for being here. You've been here for an hour and 32 minutes. You're still here. You're still listening. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Let's listen to his stupid reaction. And thank you, Rosie R. I love you too. And all of us do. The crime crew is like a little family. Ooh, mother having I hate him too. I don't like to say that word, but I really do. All right, you say, did they ever find Madeline's headphones? That's a good question. He kept mentioning her headphones, and I was wondering if he mentioned her headphones because they had tracking devices on them possibly, and he was worried about that. I did not see a list. Hey, what's up, all in the tanks? I haven't seen you in a while. Stearns must be the only child, if I'm not guessing. I don't know. Catherine Ficino, rest in peace, beautiful Maddie. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right, I'm still reading. Everybody, some people dropped out. There must be another live, or you guys got to get to work, or you're out of work, or whatever. But 789 people in chat. Don't forget to hit that like button. Get me in the algorithm so that we can have 50,000 subscribers. I'm on my way to 20,000, but I feel like we should have 50, and we should be working our way up there to the people that have that many subscribers. I don't know how they do it. All right, let's listen to Stearns' response. I should have had Brie read some of this. All right. let's see, Stephan Stearns writes back, no problem. She's probably awaiting approval from the attorneys. She has to run everything by them. It looks like I had to use free bonus messages. So now it's Stephan talking about, oh, go ahead. This is the one that's going to make you guys just want to punch him in the face. VA Dynamics, you're very welcome. Savage Barbie, all my people are here. Avis, Ashley, M. Clark. It's just lit up in chat with green. Rachel Townsend from Australia. What's up, Davey? Dude, you're the man. I love talking to you in our conversations. They do it by going for the immediate payout for controversy and other BS. Yeah, I love all you guys, and it's awesome to have such a cool family here. You guys are like family. Go Jay, building a whatever channel with excellent information. Yes, and that's how we can do it. That's how we can do it with being in the algorithm. Eva Roblox channel. Eva SS Roblox channel. What's up? I hope you're over 18. What does the gray mean? I don't know. All right, let's keep going. You guys got to listen to this baby boy whiny bullshit. Sonia, Jay, and Annie Elise are my favorite. Well, that's an honor because Annie Elise is big time. So that's an honor. Now, I have beat her out in tattoos, if that makes any difference. She's getting mighty tatted lately, but I still win on that. There you go. There's you can see through some of my tattoos. I've got like a full body suit. So if that means anything, I've got more tattoos. All right. You guys are adorable. All right, back to reading. My voice. All right, let's listen to Baby Boy. Thank you for becoming a new member, Rachel Townsend. You're going to love it here. We're all like family around here. We really, truly are. Everybody's so just sweet. You guys, you like the tattoos? Is that what it is? All right. You are a member. Everybody. Jay's the majority of subscribers are members. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Awesome. I love you guys. Well, I appreciate you. You guys are boosting my ego right now, and you know I'm a Leo. So you guys don't want me to not be able to fit my head in the door, so I can't finish reading if my head doesn't fit the door. So let's keep going. Justice for Maddie. Little baby boy Stephan Stearns actually thinks he's going to get out, and he starts talking about his dumb Warhammer and Tamagotchi that makes me want to choke him and kick him in the face while he's eating his root beer candy. Okay, no problem, Stephan Stearns says. She's probably awaiting approval from the attorney. She has run everything by them. It looks like I have used up my free bonus messages, which I don't understand why he gets. Now I'll start using credits. It seems this message will use 50 credits. How much do these credits cost? I currently have 200 as far as the notes about some of my personal property at the house. It was mostly instructions what to do with my Warhammer 40K miniatures and terrain. Now, if you guys remember, those damn Warhammer things and those little mini damn things were what he was painting all the time, and Maddie was painting them with him. Rest in peace, Maddie. I have a bin of terrain pieces in a yellow and black bin in the garage that had left near the treadmill, and several plastic boxes full of minis in my room and even under the desk. If you want to get them out of the way, I was going to suggest finding one of my friends, hard to believe he still has friends, on my Facebook page, Matt, I won't even say his name, and seeing if you'd be interested in any of them or the terrain. Or he might be able to help you sell them. Or if you would rather just donate them to Northport Group, he can possibly help with that. If he's willing, contact him and see if he's willing to do so. If so, coordinate with him. As for my Battletech minis or supplies, just leave those alone for now. There are some boxes for Battletech and also a small gray box with the red handle that is labeled Battletech near the handle. That contains a lot of my Battletech minis. Just keep that aside along with anything else Battletech related until we know more about how things will go. Do you guys hear this? This guy is mother trucking delusional. First of all, he's talking about his toys that nobody gives a shit about. I don't even think that people would want to touch those toys, would want those toys. Only some weirdo would want the toys. I wouldn't want anything that that man touched. And second of all, what do you mean when this thing's all over? You're never getting out of there. And if you do, we're going to be waiting for you at the gates. And they're not going to be the pearly gates, Mr. Stephan Stearns. This motherfucker, man, I just want to choke him. Jay, I don't have his number. I did make 2 calls. Sweetie, email me after. We'll get you hooked up. I'm just taking a break for a second. Man, yeah, could you imagine? He sounds like a child. He's stuck in a child. His head's like a child. He's never had to be accountable. He's probably hoping, Casey Anthony jury. He's not going to get the Casey Anthony jury. I don't know what he's thinking, but I'd like to know. All right, let's go. He's talking like Paul Ferguson. Yeah, Paul Ferguson, you're right. Techbird, we also have 777 people in chat. So you know what that means. Let's say a prayer for Maddie. We want complete and utter justice for her, which means arrest Jenn Soto. If I could send myself a super sticker at 777, I would. Oh, wow. Shit. Adam, thank you. $5 super sticker on 777. Stephan Stearns is a fake nerd, making us real nerds look bad. I hate him. Adam, I'm a nerd too. I'm a huge nerd. And yes, he makes us look bad. I can't stand that guy. I really do want to I want to strangle him like he possibly did to Maddie. And Rachel, I said thank you earlier. Thank you, Adam. You hit that 777 mark when you nailed it. I would have sent myself one if I could, just so I can have that. All right. I always like to mark my 777. Yeah, we do. Actually, Brie bought the documents. I owe her some money back. Right, Brie? Do you want to interject here at all, Brie? I don't know where Brie is, but okay.
I'm here. I'm just kind of listening and just kind of chatting around with everyone. So
cool.
But yeah, no, I saw the documents and I was like, wait, I don't think we have these. So I messaged you and I was like, do we have these yet? I'm like, I don't think we do. And so I leaped on it. So
yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate that greatly. And I always want Brie on when she wants to come on. Maybe one day she'll come on video with us. And if not, we all like her voice too, right?
Hey, I wasn't expecting today to come on or else I would have, broke out the camera, but today was the last minute, preparation. So I did make a promise to Carly that next time I would break out the camera because she said I need to show my face and do a face reveal. So I did make her a promise.
Oh, yay. And she needs to send you that book.
Yeah.
It's an eye for an eye, Carly. It's an eye for an eye. All right, let's finish this. All right. Okay. This guy's delusional. He's never getting out, and he's talking about keeping his battle tech related until we know more about things. Matt wouldn't be interested in them. He's talking about one of his Facebook friends. By the way, I'd like to track down. As a matter of fact, last night I went on there and I started looking for these people, and then a bunch of other stuff hit and whatever. I'd like to talk to these people. So hold on until I figure things out on my end. I hope he talks, guys. I hope he talks. There's a second small gray box with a red handle that's not labeled. It contains a lot of Star Wars Legion minis, and it belongs with all the stuff that is in a blue bag of the closet floor that contains a bunch of other Star Wars Legion X-Wing stuff. I don't know what to do with that. You should burn it, Stephan Stearns. You should burn it and then burn yourself. Burn those nasty, dirty hands off. That's not what he said. I'm saying that. Okay. I don't think Matt would be interested, but maybe Tristan might like it if you guys were inclined to ship it up to him. Nobody wants your stuff, Stephan. I don't know. It's up to you. For my trading card games, and this guy's just a man-child, chomo. For my trading cards and cards that are in plastic drawers under my desk, leave them alone for now. But if we need to part with them in the future, Frank may be interested in some of them. But as I said, leave them for now until things become more certain for me. Oh, they're certain for you, buddy, one way or the other. They have some value. As for my Tamagotchi and VPET collection that I used to groom people with, that's not what he said. That is hanging in the closet, and around noon, don't do anything with them yet until we know how things will shake out. A lot of them are rare, expensive, and difficult, almost impossible to replace in kind of the pristine condition they are in. So leave them be for now. Until we know more about what my situation is going to be. Sorry for the info dump, but basically just contact Matt about Warhammer stuff. See if he's willing to help you with that. And don't get rid of any of my other stuff until we know more. Well, we know more, Stephan, and you're going to be fried. I do hope he gets the death penalty, and I would like to actually see that happen one day. But I still want Jenn Soto. Hashtag Jenn Soto. Arrest Jenn Soto. Cost is 50 credits per page. When I send a message, it allows me to check a box that returns 50 credits to your account. I'll discuss that with your mother when she gets back to you. Ugh. All right, then they got his voting stuff again, which I don't care about. Stephan Stearns writes back, I'm checking on you guys. Make sure you're all good. All right. He is really delusional, Michelle Britton. He's super delusional. I don't know how, with what he did, how he's ever going to think he's going to get out. And Clue season, I do wonder if something has some evidence in it, or if any of that stuff is, that he's having them get rid of or whatever. I really am curious as to what his dad has helped him to get rid of. Courtney Dawn, XOXO. Jay, I'm so grateful for your channel. There's so much drama with other creators. I just can't with them. Thank you so much for doing all the work you do. I know I can trust your words. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I don't like drama either. And I don't like circuses and all that. It gives me a headache. All right, let's keep going. We can all get through this together. There's photos. There's going to be photos at the end. I just got to get through these emails real quick, and I'll show you the pictures of some of the stuff. All right. He says, I haven't gotten the tablet again for a little while. So now you can see this is 625. It's not even that much. They've been going back and forth. This guy, so entitled. Stephan Stearns is a whiny, entitled piece of shit amongst psychopathic, narcissistic, murder, pedo, whatever. All right. I haven't gotten the tablet again in a while. The battery seems to run out quickly. Oh, boo-hoo. The battery runs out quickly. Maybe last couple hours. Oh, I have received The Hobbit. So it makes 5 books in total received besides the origami. Jesus Christ, this guy. And the cards were stuck into my property. Still waiting for delivery of Congo. How are you? How's the Poodle Palace? The Poodle Palace that he was talking shit about, by the way, talking about the old people and the stinky dogs. I miss you guys, and my mind is often occupied by thoughts of home. I wish I was there to help with the puppies. How are they and Lacey? This guy, man. Then Chris writes back, and such bunch of whiny, entitled, delusional folks. All right, so now they're talking about, and they call him Steph, by the way, which is a girl's name, in my opinion. They call him Steph. It's such a, feminine name to call him a Steph. And when he hears Mickey Mouse voice, that's a suiting name. Let's call him Steph. Sorry for the delay in responding. By the way, it's not that delayed. It's 8:01 p.m. and it was a couple hours ago. I just saw this. Amazon canceled the order, but we reordered it. Mom ordered a replacement origami book. They're doing way too much, people. Be on the lookout for that. The puppies are doing well. We recorded one of the puppies making sounds like Chewbacca. Oh, so gross. Wookiee. So they called it Wookiee. Lacey's being a super mother. Takes after her mother, Kissy. These guys are disgusting. Which I could show you a photo of her nursing towards the end of the first day. She face planted and the puppies are nursing. Sort of, I'm exhausted. Just the nurse and leave me alone. Not much going on other than working and puppy. Here's mom. As we're talking on the phone last night, I was looking up the books. You said you wanted it, putting them in the cart for later. I wanted to make sure I got this right. We will send out a couple at a time. I did reorder Congo. I don't know why Amazon canceled it, but they did. Maybe they didn't have one available, or maybe they don't like Stephan Stearns. Hopefully, this one goes through. Dad is right about Lacey. She's a great testament to Kissy, as Kissy was to Dazzle. Ugh, these people. The pups are gaining 2 to 3 ounces a day. Now all are over a pound. I'm about halfway through the ENS exercises. They only go for 2 weeks. It looks like the eye shine in the inner corners are out of the eyes. By next week, they'll be able to see, hear, and start walking. They're loud. I don't get much sleep between the heat lamp, nightlight, pups making their noises, and Lacey's demand to be taken out every other hour and feeding every 4 to 5. It's truly a labor of love for both of us. Love smelling and holding pups again. Wish you were here. I finally reached that 50-pound loss mark. Dad is looking like a third world refugee. He's so skinny. LOL. Big hug. Stay strong. We love you. I can't imagine why the parents are losing weight. You think they're stressing out, folks? Microwave cheese. My favorite thing. Cheese. Microwave cheese. Wow. I didn't think he was over 40. Yeah, Stephan Stearns. You wouldn't think he was more than like 12. All right. So Rosie R., thank you for becoming a member. I thought you were, but now Amy Cray is a member too. And Bev Taylor says, I think a lot of that Fruit Loop wackadoodle goobly garb about his Japanese toys is code talk with his parents. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. I was thinking that when I was reading it too, although it did have a lot of meaning to him. All those things he was doing with Maddie. So I wonder if a lot of those were trophies. There were certain nights that maybe he painted some of those things with Maddie and certain acts happened and he has sentimental value. So it's either or. When he says you can't replace some of them, you remember he got some of those damn Tamagotchis. He got them custom made, folks. So he got them custom made and then he had to give them to Maddie, etc., etc. Oh, thank you, Jack Stormo. I'll check my Venmo right now. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I always want to shout you guys out. And I always send you messages for the ones that let me and hearts for the ones that don't. Thank you so much. Jack Stormo says, happy birthday, Jay. I'm happy I found your channel. Your vibes are amazing and your integrity shows for your love to get justice for our babies in the world. Hashtag crime crew. PS, if I'm ever in Cali, I need a tat from you. That'd be amazing. That would be amazing. At $25 is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am going to have a very good birthday month. 48 minutes ago, Beth Lampron sent me $5. Thanks for working so hard. And thank you. I appreciate that, everybody. Amy Atkins. Okay, so those are the ones so far. Thank you all. You guys are giving me a lot of support. Thank you. And if somebody in chat can put the Maddie Cash App up, that'd be great. I see Brie every chat at the end of it. She puts it up. So thank you, Brie, if you have that, and you can put up the Maddie chat to keep the memorial going. That'd be fantastic. Danny Era says, wondering if Stephan Stearns is playing a game on a tablet. That's why the battery's dying. That's a possibility. I wonder if they have games on those stupid tablets. Oh, I can't stand that, man. Thank you, Danny. And again, Joanna, thank you for the super sticker. If you guys have questions too, feel free to put a question in the super sticker and I'll catch them when I'm done reading each section. I'm also trying to answer. I don't want to just focus on people that give me money. I want to make sure all of you know that I love all of you equally, and whether you donate or not, I appreciate it and it helps, but that's not why I'm going to give you attention. I'm disgusted too. Joanna says, love your insights. Thanks for your hard work. Well, thank you. And it's for her memorial. I don't know if I said her vigil or what I said, if I said that wrong, but it's for the memorial. Kathy Rivera, $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. I wish I could see your picture better. I wish I could see you guys when I was talking to you. All right, let's keep going. I don't think Stearns is that bright. I'm not sure if he just, I don't know what's wrong with that guy. Thank you, Brie. I'll pin this up while I'm talking. All right, Stella, we love you too. Thank you. Let's keep going. All right, this guy, man, Stephan Stearns is now going to talk about his fat self and losing weight because he has to eat like a scum of the earth that he deserves. I wouldn't give him anything to eat with. He should eat with his hands or his face like an animal that he is. Hey, Dad looks that skinny? Wow. And congrats, Mom, for the 50-pound milestone. I imagine I look rather changed as well. Yeah, he probably looks more like the devil than he did before. Listen, this sounds like the devil. I just got to look at my face in the dark reflection in the tablet. My eyes are a bit sunken with dark circles underneath, and my cheekbones are sticking out so much they look like they could cut you. I don't doubt that I'm continuing to lose weight. And remember, folks, he has the lap, not a lap band, but he had the gastric sleeve. So I would imagine. And what's up, Athena? Athena made it. Yeah, he's so dramatic, Catherine Ficino. He's dramatic and disgusting. He had the the gastric band. So I'm imagining the foods that they give him, he probably can't eat that well because you have dietary restrictions and they don't give a shit in jail or prison what you're eating. He's not in prison yet. He's in jail. So, okay. So now we're going to hear a bunch of nonsense from this guy in delusional land. So buckle up. So he's continuing to lose weight. He's going on 4 months there. And in the time, he's never felt a full stomach. Wow, poor Stephan Stearns. In fact, he forgot what it is like. There's never a time these days when I don't feel hungry, even right after a meal, in which I completely clear my tray. Wow, so he is eating all the food. I still feel hungry, but I'm trying the best to at least stay in some kind of shape. Have done many push-ups and crunches over the last few weeks. Arms are starting to look a bit bigger. It's funny how quickly and dramatically I get results from working out. I really should have done it more before. Yeah, you should have done it more before, Stephan Stearns, and kept your hands off that little girl. You should have put your hands on the floor and did a push-up or anything. So you called the puppy Wookie instead of Chewy. Chewy sounds much better, LOL. I miss you very much. One of the nice benefits of the tablet is to access the law library, which has a lot of case and law rulings. I've been busy looking through that a bit for anything relevant to my own situation, and I think I have found some things which might give me some hope, but only some. I am not foolish enough to get my hopes up entirely for anything. I can only really hope that my legal team will agree with my ideas and are willing to pursue them as tenaciously as I want them to. I can't explain too much here. So here he is, folks, kind of talking about his defense. We wish he would say more, but we know that's not going to happen. But in the middle of this, hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. All right. He can't explain much. There's still perhaps a slim hope for his situation. At any rate, my odds are not 0% at this time. Patience and faith, and no small amount of praying and hoping is what is getting him through. He says, I maintain that I might be able to come home once this whole nasty business has reached its end. And ask that you both remain hopeful as well and continue to pray for me to be delivered home again. So weird how he says delivered home again. This guy doesn't have a faithful, good bone in his body, and he's probably praying to the devil at this point because I can't imagine that this animal has a relationship with God at all. I have to have hope or I'll be falling into despair and I'll lose the will to live. So keep that hope yourselves as well. Patience and faith. Still trying to figure out the issue with commissary on this tablet. It's blank when I open the link. An official came to check on me today to see how I'm doing in isolation. Oh, poor guy. Really, to see if I'm cracking up and need to go back into care and watch on mental health. I mentioned to him my issues with commissary. So he's not having health issues or mental, but he's worried about his money. That's what commissary, and his food and his root beer candy. He said he'd look into it. I also opened a request to the administration through the tablet regarding the issues, well, a few days ago. So I expect a reply in the next day or two. I only have 7 coffees left, which is dangerously low for me. I usually like 2 a day, and I have started rationing down to 1. But soon I will have none. And then I will really be glum. This fucking guy. I also have 3 pieces of root beer candy left. So things are getting quite bleak for me in C isolation. Okay. So he's in isolation in C block. I have not been able to resupply since I left the medical pod. I received a random drug test today. My name popped up on the list, which neither myself or the officer could understand since he knew as well as me I'd been in isolation for the whole time. So we both chuckled and shrugged and did it anyway. Go figure. I wish I could be there when the pups start opening their eyes. That's always one of my favorite times. Seeing their little eyes grow more clear and walking up to the pen and seeing the little tails start wagging. When they see me as they do, their little puffy chest prancing march over greet to me. I'm glad Lacey's such a good mom, and I wish I was there to pet her and praise her. I may have the tablet a while longer, so write back if you like. I might see it tonight. If not, the next day or two. Love you both. Hugs and kisses. So delusional, man. All right, now we're going to get to the good part. This is where I started. All right. This is time for my breath. This is my breath right now. This aggravates me too. If you guys know if you are all talking about the same thing. I also told you at the beginning, trigger warning, you might puke in your mouth. So have a bag next to you because Tiff Knox, you're absolutely right. It's me. No concern for what he's done to this little girl, Maddie. No concern for anybody but himself. And somebody says, C as in Chomo. Yeah, he's a clown. What about Maddie? Yeah, there's nothing about Maddie that says anything. And yeah, they do continue to baby him. They've done that his whole life. All right. I know you guys are all still listening. We're all still here. I love each and every single one of you. You guys are great. All in the tanks. I always love seeing you. He's selfish and manipulative, you say. Absolutely. I love that black cat you have there too, by the way, all in the tanks. I miss my kitty cat. I had a big black kitty cat that was he was like a panther. He was a 20-pound cat, and we had the pleasure of having him for 18 years. All right. Let me check to make sure I didn't miss anything. Kathy sent one. CL, thank you so much. Bet those toy bins are code. Yeah, we got the toy card to discard evidence. Yeah, I didn't see that one. That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking there's some of that and some of that. I think when Stephan Stern's dad came to visit folks, they had some sort of plan, and he told his dad, hey, if this happens and we don't get to talk again, this is what I'm going to say, or this is how we're going to do it. And Mitzi Blankenship, thank you. Just praying Jenn will be arrested soon. Me too. And we're going to get on this part right now. We're actually on the part where Jenn Soto's name gets brought up and how all of her different partners were a threat. Now, remember, Jennifer Soto is labeled as bisexual. So she had men and women that she was dating. I don't know. Nobody's come forward or anything. And when I say dating, I say that loosely. Jenn Soto they probably were both swingers, and she went both ways. She dated women, dated men. I don't know who she had at that house or why she fought to have sole custody of Maddie when she was going to discard her like a piece of trash that she did. Clar, dirt sandwiches and toilet water 3 times a day. Why can't we go back to that? Why can't we do that? I cannot understand why this guy is even being entertained by his parents and able to talk the way he is. It's really disgusting to me. It disgusts me. Even if it was my family member that did something like this, or anybody I know, I would wish them to have the worst possible time in jail that they could. And I'm sorry. Davey says, it seems every group of swingers of sufficient size has a subgroup. Yeah, right. And that word is, I can't use that word, but who knows? That's why that group that you're talking about tried to attach themselves to the LGBTQ community. Yeah, what do you expect, Jay? I don't expect a lot. The psychopaths to suddenly grow a conscience. I don't expect them to grow a conscience. You're right. You're absolutely right. Because I'm just disgusted, and I guess I'm just giving my thoughts on it as I read it. I feel disgusted, and I share with you so that when I go to sleep tonight, I'm not feeling it and keeping it inside of me, all the disgust that I feel. So that's why I'm saying that I don't expect anything else at all. Yeah, he's still 13 in his head. No excuse, though. Coffee enemas for him to survive without mommy. Yeah, what's he going to do when his parents are gone? All right, let me keep reading this. You can't see his parents are responsible. Yeah, I do. And his parents know more. Ted Bundy, after reading his us email, holy shit, he's worse than Bundy, right? I agree. I wouldn't send money, buy books or anything. I agree. I'm right there with you. He makes me sick too, Archie girl 85. All right, let's keep reading this because we're almost through it. And then you can see the pictures that they sent from Amazon of his stuff. And then we can proudly say that together we made it through this document, and we didn't get all sidetracked, and people weren't calling me, telling me all these things and pushing stuff. C. Smith, yes, Jay, you read about the chomos and trying to hide. Yeah, I am, and it's very disgusting to me. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree parent. Yeah. All right, let's go. This is the part that we focused on last night. This is Stephan Stern's mom using the dad's account. He says, you don't see the commissary and cannot order anything, ? I hope this gets resolved quickly. Do you remember your balance? Jail and prison are not meant to be comfortable. All part of the mental punishment, I guess, as it should be. But it's not punishment enough, in my opinion. Jail is just a corrupt system as any other system. Jail, courts, the government, all of those things have corruption in them. And I believe prison and jail is the same. All right. His mom says, stay positive. Talk with your attorneys. I keep thinking about how you would not ever rat out a friend. It really made me mad, and I felt like you valued them over us when you let them get away with stuff. Don't be doing that again. We all know Jenn was heavily involved in... We all know Jenn was heavily involved in this, and I'm disgusted that she is free, and you are not, when this is not all your fault. Very telling here, folks. Very telling about his parents knowing that he does have a fault in it. Stephan Stearns has a fault in it. He's obviously told his dad before he was arrested, because we haven't seen any documents saying that he talked on the phone with his dad or anything, and you usually don't say that. So he must have told his dad to come down. He needs help to bail out, to get out of the situation. If they wouldn't have arrested him, he probably would have took his stuff and went back to his parents and tried to play it off like, nothing. So we're all disgusted as well that Jenn's not arrested, but I'm going to read this one more time. We all know Jenn was heavily involved in this, and I'm disgusted that she's free and you're not, but this is not all your fault. You need to think about yourself more and her less. She sure isn't thinking of you and how she can help you right now. The whole family, the Soto family, folks, she's talking about the Soto family. The whole family is willing to stay quiet and let you take the fall for everything. And they have been quiet. We all know that. When you do that, you're hurting us too. Please get out of your head and over this and start talking with your attorneys. This is serious stuff, and you need to approach it as life and death, which it is. I think of this craziness that Madeline lived through with Jenn's various partners. Not a stable life for a child at all. Yeah, one of the partners being your son that you're talking to that essayed her for 5 years or more. Unbelievable how this lady talks to this human garbage, by the way. Although I'm glad she's saying this. All right. Not a stable life for a child. I pray for Jenn and you daily. And maybe it is Madeline, but it doesn't look big enough for it to be. The letters don't match. She could have said Jennifer also. I am thrilled that you're working out again and have a physical outlet for stress. I hope you get your coffee and candy straightened out. So far, I haven't seen a cancellation of Congo. Let us know as the stuff filters down to you through the system. This origami book is just paperback, no paper, just patterns. If I read it right, well, I'm off to feed the curly ones now. I hate that too. Love, hugs, and prayers now and every day. All right. What do you guys think about that part of it? And are we still here? Yeah, we're still here. All right. Let's see what the plot twist is. What do you think about that? That bothered me, actually, the way she said the curly ones. What does that remind you of? It sounds like they got a bunch of pubes laying around the house. That's what when someone says the curly ones. Let's go take care of the curly ones, folks. All right. Adam says plot twist. Jenn did it all. She photoshopped pics in Stephan's first phone, set him up, family threatened, Stephan Stern's scared. Long shot, I know. And I'm stoned. If this was a fictional movie. Yeah, that's the plot twist in that's Davy Jones says monsters are born. They're not born, they're made. Right. Absolutely. No, it's her. Jackie, you're cute. Jackie says it's her poodles, I think. But hey, you guys are laughing. The curly ones. She said every time I hear that, the curly ones, it's like somebody left their pubes in the shower or on the toilet or something. For those folks that still have them. Nowadays, everyone does the Brazilian. But I can imagine those folks and Stephan Stern's just having a ton of curly ones laying around. Oh, I you know what? This whole email's disgusting. So, yeah, Sue, you thought that one too. This woman had a hand in her son, turned out. Trying to ease the tension. Exactly. Yeah, this has been a disgusting email chain. And we're still going to see. We're just about there. We're going to see how Stephan Stern's now avoids that comment that his mom makes into something else. And again, me. Savage Barbie. I'm really expecting a sick plot twist. You know, we kind of got a little bit of a plot twist, although we've been on it. We've been on it quite a bit, thinking this narrative has been kind of pushed on our side. Curly fries and potatoes. Oh man, don't mess up the curly fries for me. Not one word out of him. No, there's lots of words out of him, just nothing about the crime. He can play with crabs since he doesn't have any action figures. Right, he can. He'd sit in there and do that all he wants. And did I miss some people here? Rose Marie. I'm going to just say Rosemary. Thank you for the $1.99 super sticker. I appreciate that. And Marcy and Avis. Avis, I thought you were a member already, but thank you for being one. Her family is how hey family, how's everyone? What's up, the Astro from space? I think you may have come from Mr. Strategic's channel. If so, Strategic is going to be on with me tomorrow. We're going to be doing the Alexi Treviso case, and it's going to be a good one. We're going to talk about the autopsy of the baby, and also we just hit 777. Make a wish, say a prayer for Maddie. All right, mark that one in your book, 777. And so we're also going to talk about how Alexi Treviso's confession that we all saw has been tossed out of court, and a bunch of other things. But yeah, we're going to have Strategic on. That's my whole point. And we on tomorrow. Then yeah, we on like Donkey Kong, the Astro from space. Strategic, we love him. I don't know about Wade yet. I'm trying to get through this first. Rachel Townsend, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. His parents remind me of, yes, they remind me of the Watts parents, Cindy Watts especially, and also the Laundries, Brian Laundrie. What's her name? Was it Roberta? Is it Roberta Laundrie? I can't remember her name right now, but I know the Laundries too. 777 for Maddie. And I got a super sticker or super chat at 777, so we'll mark that as 777, folks. Yeah, I gotta get through this one, Carrie, and then I'll see if I'm gonna do that one. All right, let's listen to how Stephan Stearns dodges what his mom said completely. Dirty laundry. Eyes are on Jenn. You're next to be arrested. Thank you, Rebecca Wyman. You're right. This is what I wake up every day and I check my news. If you look at your news, the same news station in Florida, it says woman gets arrested for the murder of a 13-year-old girl, but it wasn't Maddie. That happened today. All right, let's listen, and I do too. I think we're awesome together, and I can't wait. All right. So he dodges his mom, still crying about his commissary. Stephan Stearns says it's a blank screen when I pull up commissary link. I think if I recall, I asked around the 19th for you to drop me $30 again about him, but I haven't been able to order. So mine is $2 per day since then, maybe 18 left at this point. Maybe drop more in so I'll have funds whenever I go get this sorted. I'll keep you updated. I also let you know as the books come in. So far, I have The Hobbit, Eaters of the Dead, Spear, Dragon Teeth, Timeline, and the Sudoku. I don't know how to say that all the time. Sudoku. I do know how to say that. The Sudoku book. I finished The Hobbit today. Man, I wish they would just not make his eyes work anymore. Somebody, can you poke his eyes out so he can't read? How I enjoy the book. Oh gosh, he says. And that means I have read all the books you have sent me. LOL. I am, after all, voracious reader. And many of the Crichton books read straight through in a day and a night. They're always such page turners. I can't help it. The battery light is starting to flash on the tablet now, so this may be my last message. It runs out really fast under use, and I've even been keeping it logged out with the screen off in between messages. Ugh. In other news, I at least got a standard issue spoon and a cup today, so that's one problem solved for the time being. Anyway, I love you both, and I will try to get the tablet again in the next day or so. So right back, hugs and kisses and well wishes to you both, and give my love to the fur babies. Good night. XOXOXOXO. Chris Stearns. I'll add some money and replenish funds. By coincidence, I came across your list of books, so we'll jump on Amazon and order more books. Let us know what the other books to order as we'll cycle through the list. Are there any other mind games like crossword puzzles you'd like? Have you seen the attorneys regarding the POA yet? Does anyone know what the POA is? POA. I know I'm just brain dead right now.
Power of attorney.
Okay, thank you. So the power of attorney must be for them, the parents, to have power of attorney over stuff and stuff, is what I'm assuming.
They can give so he can give power of attorney for like medical stuff. So if anything happens, they can make medical decisions, or they can get financial power of attorney for his, canceling his credit cards, his bank accounts, all that, or full power of attorney over everything.
Wow, that he's so worried about that too, and canceling his accounts.
He wants to cancel his Spotify. He wants to make sure, he's so worried about a music subscription, so he's got to make sure mommy and daddy have power of attorney.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate that. I couldn't think. We're 2 hours and 17 minutes in, and I'm like, we learned a lot today, but it drained my brain. All right. Brenda Pavey, his parents knew he's a nasty animal, and he still is a nasty animal. It's disgusting, and it disgusts me and all of us. And innocent until proven guilty. But right now we think that, which side he's on. Thank you, Christy, for power of attorney as well. Curly ones, what the hell? Yeah, they're talking about their dogs, folks. But I don't like how they say that. It bothers me. I don't like that at all. Power of attorney of his toys and disconnect from Discord and all his perv streams. Right. I bet he told his dad to already do all that. That's why they had to meet up at the hotel. And I would be very happy if the police were able to have put cameras or something in the room so that they can get get more information. Arrest Jenn Soto. GD. Don't say that. Don't say that word. Telling myself that. My mom will be disappointed if I use the Lord's name in vain. All right. Millie Isaac. Who are they going to charge? The devil? So worried. Thank you, Anne Marie. You're amazing. I haven't had to do it today. Anne Marie B gifted 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. That means Guilty of Crime is going to do a live stream soon that's members only. And I may do one. I may do like a secret one that I give you a preview of what the next level up is. So I'm gonna have to talk about that and figure out how I'm gonna go about that. Yeah, Janine Simmons, he is the devil. All right, let's listen to this idiot finish these out, show you the pictures. I'm so grateful that you all have been here for so long with me. I'm always so surprised how everybody's like just stays in here, chats, and hangs out. I don't think I could listen to myself talk this long if you all weren't here. So thank you all. I appreciate you. Thank you, Brie, for being in here and helping me pick up the slack, and all the mods here. Jojo, I think you dipped out a bit ago, but thank you for being here. Wolfpack, Petty Mason, and I know I'm missing one. Who am I missing? Carly, I know you might be here somewhere. All right. Heart. Let's go. Michelle Lalonde, you're always here too. And someone says, what? About a membership? You want to get a membership? Oh, you got a membership, Military Ma. Yay. All right. This one is Specialist J. Gray. Who is that? Oh, is that his public defender, I'm assuming? Specialist J. Gray. Public. Stephan Stearns. All right, what does this say? For those inmates to whom live within Osceola County and compelled all the correct paperwork, the Osceola County. Oh, this is this stupid voting thing again. Yeah, that's what that is. We don't care about him voting. I know he hasn't been convicted, but yeah, whatever. All right, now we've got the books delivered. So now we're getting to the end of this. All right, I haven't seen any attorneys yet. Okay, so Stephan Stearns is now going to talk about not seeing attorneys for the power of attorney. So he's telling his dad in response to. We're almost there. I might still have a voice left. All right. I haven't seen any attorneys regarding power of attorney or POA. I was finally able to use the commissary kiosk yesterday. It said there was $28 in the account, which means by Monday there will be $22. I know you all noticed by now that every time he comes on and says something, it really is just about him. There's no like, hey mom, dad, how you doing? I know dad lost weight. Is he okay? Like what? Like at the very end, he'll say something in response to their thing, or like, oh, I better ask them kind of how they're doing so they can keep sending me money. Anyone else notice that? Ashlyn Rogers. I would never call you guys idiots, even if you'd had a different theory or opinion. I really don't understand why people would do that to their subscribers and their users. I really, we just hit 777 again. And no, I would never do that. You can say whatever you want as long as you're respectful. 777 in chat, Jay. Yes, there is. You nailed it. And I'll just post this up as our 777 prayer for Madeline Soto and complete and utter justice, folks. That's what we need. We need it, we want it, and all of the above. So, all right, let's listen. Let's listen to the rest of his response. We'll go through the books. 777 Gen X, you must have got your meds. Thank you. Amy T. Jay is kind when you disagree, even if you're dead wrong. Hey, who's to say you're wrong? Your perspective is your perspective. If there's paperwork on it, it's still all perception, and we just all have to kind of wait and see. But no, I'm not going to call you guys idiots. All right. Yeah, justice for Maddie, all the sevens, prayers. Never they talk about that. Yeah, they never talk about that, and he only cares about himself. I understand why they wouldn't talk about it, though. That will compromise his case, and it's interesting that the mom did talk about that. Thank you. Thank you, Ashlyn. All right. So this guy talks about himself again and his money. He ordered 25 coffees for delivery on Tuesday, which cost him $21.25. He couldn't get any more hard candy or crackers for budget, but he prioritized his coffee and he ran out yesterday. So I want to make sure I can get enough to last 2 weeks if I limit myself to 2 a day. Sometimes I have more. I have more though. What does this guy need coffee for? Just put yourself to sleep, man. I received the Easy Origami. Oh, he received the Easy Origami book yesterday, by the way, folks. That's the book for 6 years old and up. And he's already learned a few patterns, everyone. And he wouldn't mind being sent an intermediate one soon. He's glad he came across the book list. And yes, there are more titles. I can add to it. As we cycle through the list, I will message you guys to add more. I'm still awaiting delivery on Congo. Me. But as far as for what to send next, I'm thinking of Jurassic Park, The Lost World, and perhaps the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which can be found in a couple single volume paperback, or alternatively, Ready Player One, if you don't want to send the trilogy just yet. As far as other mind games go, not much yet, though I still need a book for a single player card game and whatnot. I will have the tablet for a little while and I'll try to turn it off to conserve battery and check the messages again in a while. So right back, love and hugs. This guy doesn't know anything about love or hugs. His hugs are probably dirty and disgusting. So his dad writes him back and says, okay, I'll put more funds in. Their system says their network's down, so I'll keep trying. We'll order what we can. I think Congo is still out for delivery. If I recall, there was a delay in shipping. Mom's referring to the list and we'll send out what we can. Puppies are over £1 now and all have fat bellies. Puppies are cute, guys. That's the only thing that's cute about any of this is that puppies are cute. But not their puppies. Their puppies are probably not cute. All right. Puppies are over £1. They're becoming more active and vocal. I won't be long before their eyes and ears will be open and fun times. Joy. Quiet and calm will slowly dissipate. This family's so weird. I switched companies this week as I'm working on something large. Won't go into details due to privacy, but all is good. July 10th, I'm told, is pre-trial. Hey, y'all, July 10th, that just passed. July 10th is pre-trial meeting to determine if your trial is pushed off to a later date. I'll let you know if I hear anything. And then here comes Stephan freaking Michael Stearns. Okay, yes, thank you. And keep trying to add funds. Look at this guy. This all he says is he wants money for this and that. Add funds. If I'm lucky, I might be able to use the kiosk again and buy a few more items like candy and crackers. Yes, soon, like the noisy times are upon you. What? I'm a bit jealous, though. I miss puppy time. This guy is like a 6-year-old, man. What books are on the list that you have for me so I know what to add for my own list that I'm compiling? I hope your big project works out. Yes, I heard July 10th as well, and that is likely to be pushed off and dragged out for a while. You hear that? It's going to be pushed off for a while. He hasn't even gotten to his strategy, folks. There's a strategy that defense team goes for, like Brian Koberger and his, I'm not going to get into the case, but his alibi of stargazing and going out for drives. They haven't even assigned anything to this yet as a defense. And you can tell that by how he's talking, theories that he has and angles he wants to come from. They haven't done that. So, yes, I heard July 10th. Give mom my love and right back. I'll turn off the tablet and check in a bit. Much love. Me. All right. Are you still with me? Everybody's still with me? Yeah, Brian and Jill say trial might be by summer of 2025. Well, that might be for Brian Koberger. I don't know about this one. And Brian and Jill, hello. I saw you in Grizzly chat. You said hi back. It's so hard to get a word in on Grizzly. Every once in a while, I'll get some love into Gizela, and she'll say hi to Guilty of Crime. But that's the queen of true crime, and she's got thousands of people just flying through chat. So, yeah, I like this one. I just saw one that said he should have been smothered by his parents. What's up, Alley Cat? Keep being as strong as you are. You've proved it with all you've come over. Let your house, Ellie, your house. Love you all. I love you too, Ellie Cat. Thank you so much for the $6.99 super chat. My house isn't even halfway done, but I decided to just go with the flow and hang out with you guys and go to work and hang out with my kid. It's summertime. My two kids, actually. My son's in there. My son's very close to us. And so I decided to just enjoy the summer and let the house be rebuilt when it's rebuilt. Just so you know, the asbestos is gone. So they cut out all the ceilings. And we don't have any ceilings in part of the house, but there's no asbestos. So you don't hear me wheezing anymore or any of that. So thank you for even bringing that up. I've been meaning to tell you all that I appreciate all the donations that you guys did for me in the time that I needed it. And I'm not asking for those donations. I do ask when you can for, super chat, stickers, all the fun stuff so that I can run the channel. Thank you, Marcy, if I didn't catch that one. And I thanked Alley Cat. Thank you guys for actually caring about me and like my personal life and like what happens with me. I can breathe easy now. No more wheezing for me. The asbestos is gone. I do have asthma too. So the asbestos and the asthma wasn't good. It's not a good combination at all. And thank you, Melly. We love you, Jay. And I can't wait to meet up with you. And I am in California. So if we don't meet up in well, we could still meet up in Florida, but I'm in California. Brian, Jill is a very proud Grizzly and proud guilty of crime murder. Yes. Love Grizzly true crime. She's amazing. Stephan has no soul. Let's finish listening to him. What's up, Synth Server? Always good to see you. Jamila, glad you're feeling better. Thank you. We are all guilty bears. Damn it. Yeah, we are. How could you not be with that many users? She has so many subscribers and members. It's just insane and good for her. She deserves it. She rocks a lot. Like you, Jay. No drama, no. Right. Yeah, we don't want that. That's no fun, right? All right, let's keep going. Thank you all for just being sweethearts and loving on each other. And even when we don't agree, we can agree to disagree and really actually caring about me and my well-being. I appreciate you guys for that. It gets me through days that I have rough days. So thank you. Davy Jones says, I like that, Leo. With this many Leos in the room, we should all call ourselves the Pride. That should be one of our, Davy, that should be one of our tiers, the Pride tier. One of our membership tiers, the Pride. I bet you a bunch of Leos would be in that. You know us Leos, we got Pride. We got to back it up on the Pride. All right, let's finish these guys. I just like chatting with you. And some people get upset, but they're like, just get on with it. But you can always go to another channel. And Sparkling Bubbles, hashtag arrest Jennifer Soto already, man. All right, indeed we do. And I forgot you were a Leo, so I could see where we might bump heads here and there. But, I'll always back down. What's up, Michelle H? You're a Gemini. Well, so's the wife. I know a lot of Geminis, Aries, Sagittarius. Even us Tauruses love ya. I'm a fish. I love Pisces, man. That's why I get along with you, Adam. All right. If Stephan Stern's a single child, he behaves like a spoiled 12-year-old. He does. And now that we know what he's done, it's crazy because it just makes me wonder. And I wonder about studies on people like him. I'd like to look more into that. And I still like to talk to somebody that knows about the grooming process. I know somebody emailed me about the grooming process and they'd like to talk about it. So we got to get deeper into that. You're a Leo too? Happy birthday month. We have birthday months, folks. Leos have birthday months, not birthday days. All right. You guys are distracting me in a good way. All right, Chris Stearns. So now Chris Stearns is catering to Stephan Michael Stearns. These are the books he sent. Jurassic Park World, Lost World, Ready, Player One, Lord of the Rings trilogy, Origami book, you wanted remaining on the list. Ultimate Hitchhiker. I mean, I think that's the guide or something. Dinotropia Lost. Moby Dick. Moby Dick. That's a huge freaking. See, Stephan Stearns might be smarter than we think, unless he's just looking at it. 20,000. Aw, Jaws. He just ruined that for me. Call of the Wild. Eruption, Dune Saga, Cycle of the Werewolf, Eyes of the Dragon, Christine, Lost World of Jurassic Park 2, Pirates Latitude, Andromeda Strain, Next, and Prey. Mom sends hugs. We're both responding the same message. Loves and hugs. How many people just ruined a bunch of books? All right, now he says remove It and Christine. Oh, you're not a Stephen King fan? Does it scare you at night, Stephan, to think about the It clown coming under your bed? Little whiny baby. Remove It and Christine. And Call of the Wild from the list. I'll send you my own list so you can compare and add as needed. Minus what has already been received or in transit, like Congo. Please make sure it's just books and not box sets. You already said that 17 times, Stephan Stearns. I have a feeling the box for the box sets would be an issue. The list is as follows. God, this guy is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Ready Player One, Danotopia, Lost World of the Rings trilogy book, the Silmarillion, I can't even say that right now. Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Andromeda Strain, Pirates Latitude, Micro, Jaws, Moby Dick, Treasure Island, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Journey to the Center of the Earth, Dracula, Frankenstein, The Howling trilogy book, Cycle of the Werewolf, Dune, Murder on the Orient Express, the Icewind Dale trilogy book, the Dark Elf trilogy book. That's all for now. The battery is getting low. Ugh. Love you both very much, and we'll check in the next couple days. Hugs and kisses. This guy. And then there's this guy again with his community clinics information, blah, blah, blah. All right, now we see this. So if you guys want to write Stephan Michael Stearns, you can. Thank you all. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out, please. We've been here for 2.5 hours, so please hit the like button. Somebody just sent me a super chat. Thank you, Hassan. I saw you on my community page and you found us. You found guilty of crime. Happy birthday month to me. 1999. Thank you so much. I have a feeling I'm going to have a really good birthday month. All right. We're just about through it. Everyone seems to be dropping off. I don't know where everybody's going, but there must be something. All right. Here we go. This is my normal time, by the way. It's 4 o'clock. All right. Stephan Stearns. Let's just look at his stuff. This is the Hobbit book they sent him. They actually put that in there. And the front and the back, the origami thing, 20 classic models. He's going to run through that. Step-by-step instructions. And then he's got easy origami, simple 30 projects. This guy is a piece of work, right? Michael Crichton, the author. So this is the Eaters of the Dead one. This is the one that he thought was funny and fascinating, folks. Jay, I could listen to you all day. Well, thank you, Rochelle Norman. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you can. I'm glad you're still here. Davey says, any mention of classic fairy tale stuff? Alice in Wonderland, Pinocchio, Peter Pan? No, actually, surprisingly not. Yeah, the Bible, Darlene, you're right. The Bible would do him some good. It would burst into flames in his hands. You know what? I didn't know you were allowed to receive Amazon, but I looked into that, and you can receive Amazon if it comes directly from the publisher. It can't be a third party. It has to be directly from the publisher. So I don't know. They shouldn't have done they shouldn't do any of that shit. All right, there we go. Try that book. Then again, if you guys want to write Stephan Michael Stearns, you can. They're just showing this. The bunch of stuff's blacked out. Let's take a look at this. What is this? So these are his charges. He's got his public defender here, which judge is Keith Carson. Keep an eye out for that. A lot of times it's important who the judges are. And the judge is going to be the one that rules everything on the case. So in my opinion, it's important. I just received a super chat or a cash app, I'm sorry, from Sammy Lynn for $15. Thank you guys. Are so generous today. And like I said, if you don't ask, you can't get. So if you ask, you shall receive. And if I didn't say anything, then just it doesn't. You guys wouldn't know. And Leslie Knowles, Cash App $10. Thank you guys so much. I don't know if it's because my birthday month, but I do appreciate it. I'd like to write him, telling him to put down the books and get on his knees and repent. Yeah, I would like for somebody to write him and say something. Thank you. Cases like this make me sick. Yeah, I want justice for Maddie as well. Pinocchio has reference to his island where little boys are taken. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he didn't ask for any of that. A book on himself with the paper suit. Hey, maybe he's making folks, maybe he's making a weapon so he can unalive himself. All right, let's finish this. So this is the first degree murder capital charge that he has here. And all of these dates are pretty much not relevant anymore. Not pretty much, they aren't relevant. It's all courtroom 4F. This one's 5F, but it's all Judge Keith Carson. I'm interested in knowing who that is. Once we know, that guy's going to be well known, because when you have a case like this, everybody knows who that judge is now, right? So anyway, he's got the first degree charge on him, first degree capital, and that takes forever to get to trial. The jury trial was supposed to happen in 4 days, folks. It's obviously not going to happen. Karina, thank you for remembering. Hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. Mr. Beer says dark side of folklore. Original stories are much darker. Red Riding Hood. Think about it. Yeah, I've seen a lot of horror stories made out of those tales. Very interesting. Thank you so much, Becky. 11. My birthday is Monday, but a Cancer. Love your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And yes, you are a Cancer. It goes up to July 23rd. The 22nd actually is a cutoff date. July 23rd and on are Leos, and before that are Cancers. So happy birthday month to everybody. Gen X says maybe I'll win the lottery. Hey, if you win the lottery, don't forget about little old me over here, okay? We'll get that roof fixed up right up. We won't have to wait for the insurance company. What's up, blah, blah, blah? Always love seeing you. Happy early birthday month. Early birthday. Yeah, it's birthday month around here. Taking you all to the store with me. I'm not missing anything. What's up, Bert? Email me. I'll hook you up so you can get a hold of Paul and whatnot. JS is sicker than Stephan Sturns, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that. I am so with you on that. That's why I've been pushing that hashtag arrest Jenn Soto, because that was her daughter that she should have protected. Ashlyn Rogers, when I'm a millionaire, you'll have skylights in that roof. Then we won't have to get a whole new roof. We can get pieces of it. You can come and hang out with us. Everybody play the lotto or do something so we can all get rich around here. It provides many insights to the growing process. Interesting. All right. Yeah, a lot of people think Jen was jealous of Maddie too. And I think there was some kind of power struggle there. All right, so none of these really mean anything. It's a case dockets. They're all passed. I just want to make sure. I mean, all these are all his other charges, and we know what those are for the essaying. And there's some more things. The book of origami, step by step. These are 37 original models. Wow, he could make crabs and dinosaurs and crickets and birds. Wow, so fascinating. And then there's his Michael Crichton JRR token, Lord of the Rings, Ready Player, he's been talking about forever. And I mean, I wonder how much his parents, there we go. I said it, and look at that. They spent $68 on his books, folks, that he consumed in how many was it? Less than 2 weeks? Oh man, right? That's so funny. You guys are so funny. Origami. Hey, I can fold a crane out of a rolling paper, and I demand respect for it. You should demand respect for it. I can't do that. Can make some crabs and send Send the Chomo some crabs. Alec Baldwin's case has been dismissed. You know what? Thank you for letting us know, Live Wade. I do care. I cared because that's the second time it's been dismissed, right? They should just stop doing that already. It's a waste of money and time. I don't know much of the details. I just know that it's a waste of time because it was dismissed once. Like, they don't have enough evidence. And in my opinion, if you're an actor, I feel like somebody that's on the set, I think he was an actor and a director, but people on set shouldn't use real guns. I don't know why they do. Giselle Melian says, I feel like Jenn killed her daughter, possibly pregnant, choked her to death, asked Stern to dump her. Let's go to report. Yeah, those words, but yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of assumptions in there, and I think there's probably half truth in all of what you said. So we don't know. I don't think Ordering Murder Books will be on his side, right? Oh man, origami butt plugs, right? Jenn told, please. Interesting. So yeah, and I don't doubt that he didn't take the car at some point, but at some point, I think they both were on the same path, and I still think that Jenn is involved more than it's come out. And why she's in jail, I don't know. I wish I knew the police department and how they were working. I don't know. And Rochelle Norman will be 8 on July 15th. Happy birthday to both of you. Thank you. All right, let's finish this up. Guilty crime. Check out Brandon Herrera's video on the gun. Alex Baldwin. It proves it couldn't have been an accident. So I want to know what your theory is. I do know about the gun, but why did they use that gun is what I want to know. And who had the final say on the gun that they used? Who had the final say on that? Because normally you shouldn't use a real gun, or you shouldn't use real bullets. So Jay requests the phone calls. They don't have the phone calls available yet, but when they do, they'll come down the stream. Trust me, they don't have them available. Arrest the evil potato. If they had them available, we would know. All right. We'll get there. We'll get there, guys. All right, so this is all his junk. This is the Sudoku and adults, teens, and seniors. It's so funny. One of them says age 6+ somewhere. All his junk. And then this is what is this? Business record certification, stuff from Michael Stearns. Records. Under the penalty of perjury. Yeah, I don't know. These look like just business records. Osceola County Corrections. Just legal jargon, folks. All right. So that is about it. We should arrest the evil potato. I think I should play that video one more time of I want to play it for the people that didn't catch it at the very beginning. I want to play the one where they talk about Jennifer Soto, only because that's the key piece here to the next steps that may hold the key to getting Jenn Soto arrested. And now that the news has it, then that means the police have no choice but to look into it further if they're not already. I think they're building a case. Mr. Strategic believes that they're building a case. Duty Ron believes that they're building a case. And many other people that are in law enforcement believe that they're building a case. And you got to trust those people because they know what they're talking about. They've been there and done that. All right, let's watch this and then we'll say goodbye. I love each and every single one of you. You guys are amazing. You guys rock tonight. And I might be back later on for Wade Wilson. I know you guys thought Wade Wilson was done, but Wade Wilson is not. It's not over. So Wade Wilson has filed for. Somebody filed a petition for him to not get the death penalty. There's 2 petitions out there. Many people surprisingly have signed it. And what's up, CBC cooking dinner? Bye. I know I'm hungry too. I'm getting hungry. I didn't even eat all my chips. So Wade Wilson's got a lot going on. We haven't seen the last of him. His girlfriend before Mila talked. I can't remember the whole agenda, but it's a good episode. There's a lot of information, and guess what? His girlfriend is talking to Brie, and she would like to come on and talk with you guys. And that's the girlfriend that got bit. She got bit in the back of the neck. She got choked. She got bit under here. That's the one that could have stopped all that if the police would have done their job and kept him arrested for doing that. Guess what? Mila wouldn't have gotten brutally assaulted, and the other two, Diane Reese and Christine Melton, would still be alive. And people are trying to get him off of death row. So we have a really good episode on Wade Wilson. I just don't know if I want to see it tonight. Yeah, hot tea with honey. My voice is going. That's another factor.
Today shed more light on Stephan Stearns, the man accused of sexual battery on a child and for the murder of 13-year-old Madeline Soto.
Those documents include several back and forth conversations between Stearns and presumably his family. Well, she's Luana Munoz is live in studio tonight. And Luana, you've been pouring through these conversations. What exactly do they entail?
You know, Summer, Stephan Stearns goes back and forth again with his mother and who we believe might be his father, Chris Stearns. Stephan Stearns seems to believe that there's still some hope for his case, while his mother makes reference to others possibly being involved.
Yep.
One day after Stephan Stearns' trial was delayed, the state attorney's office released this 64-page document of email correspondence between Stearns and who appears to be his parents. The conversation starts off with Stearns complaining about life in isolation, saying, quote, "It's not exactly the Ritz, it's a small cell and the pot is quite noisy. The mat is flat and has very little cushion left. The cell is small, filthy, and has some spots on the wall that appear to be bloody fingerprints." He later complains of his coffee supply running low and continues to ask for a book. It's an odd conversation for the 38-year-old accused of 60 counts of sexual battery of a child and for the murder of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. Yes. Detectives say Stearns is seen on surveillance video driving around with Soto's dead body in his car before allegedly dumping her in a rural field in February. In an email dated June 25th, Stearns tells his family, quote, "There's still perhaps a slim hope for my situation." He goes on to say, "I maintain hope that I might be able to come home once this whole nasty business has reached its end, and ask that you both remain hopeful as well and continue to pray for me to be delivered home again." A redacted email is then sent back to Stearns, signed Mom, that alludes to some accusations. She says, "We all know Redacted was heavily involved in this, and I'm disgusted that she's free and you're not, when this is not all your fault. You need to think about yourself more and her less. She sure isn't thinking about you and how she can help you right now. That whole family is willing to stay quiet and let you take the fall for everything." She goes on to say, quote, "I think of the craziness Redacted lived through with Redacted's various partners, not a stable life for a child at all. I do pray for Redacted and you daily."
Well, Stearns' trial was expected to start next week, but just yesterday, his attorney asked that that be pushed back. His new trial date is now scheduled for October 14th.
All right. Stop sharing that. And I will, on that note, say I love each and every single one of you. I do need to get something for my voice. So if I come back on, I'm scheduled. I will see you guys later. Let me know if you guys, hit up the Wade Wilson video if you do want to watch it later. That way we can, I can get something to eat and everything in between. I know it's Friday night. Some of you guys are bored and there's nothing on. Thank you, Witch. I always say Witch. She's a arrest Jenn Soto. An awesome Real Killers. What's up, Real Killers? Your videos are amazing. Rest in peace. Madeline, love your channel. A Guilty of Crime. Real Killers, I love your channel. Thank you for being a solid content creator. Thank you so much. I love each and every single one of you guys. You have an amazing night. I will see you. If I don't see you tonight, myself and Mr. Strategic will be on tomorrow talking about Alexi Treviso and breaking it down for you like you haven't heard it before. We're not going to do things that other people have done. We're doing it like nobody else has done it. So
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?